Well, everybody, tonight and tomorrow is about you because Sportswire Radio has now officially reached 1,500 subscribers. And it's 1,500 subscribers and counting because of all of you. Each and every one of you, whether it's the wrestlers, the wrestling companies, everybody that's been there throughout the last 6.5 years, and you all made this happen. So it's about you. We give back this weekend. You're going to see a slew of your favorites here on Sportswire Radio throughout the next 2 days. I'm going to bring on some guests. I'm going to send some links here in a minute or two. But before I do that, I did want to say thank you. Thank you for making Sportswire Radio the only platform in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform where all music and wrestling matters. Thank you for tuning in each and every night. Thank you for basically making me be here every night because you want to hear everybody, whether it's in the backyard wrestling circuit, the underground wrestling circuit, the independents, whether it's in the pros, whether it's guys in the WWE, whatever it is, you most certainly made it happen. And I want to give everybody that opportunity shortly to talk about what's on their mind. I'm going to bring on a guest or two in a minute. I got a guy that, well, he did pretty much something really interesting. I'm going to bring him on in a minute. You'll be wondering, wow, that was cool. But definitely, if for whatever reason you haven't hit the sub button, hit the sub button for Sportswire Radio because obviously you might want to do that. But until then, my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all music and wrestling matters. And we are here. You'll probably see some of the usuals over the next 2 days. I see Timothy Titan here. Want to say, yep, I'm going to bring you on here in a little bit. I'm also here with Silas Walker. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Nolan Money McDermott. I'm not a Knicks fan, so I don't really have anything much to say about that. So, I mean, if the Pacers beat the Knicks, I mean, I'm not a Knicks fan, but I mean, he had a heck of a performance, but that wasn't his big game. It was the game on Wednesday, but thank you though. But thank you for the comment. And if you are here, hit the sub button for us. And I see Comatose. So we'll bring everybody on as much as possible in terms of guests and everything else. We'll give everybody like 5 or 10 minutes the next 2 nights. I have a couple of surprises here tomorrow. We have some surprises here coming up, and I'd say about 60 or so seconds. But definitely, it's been a long road. It's definitely been a road that's had its ups and downs. It's some bumps and forks in the road. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing well, my friend. Glad to see you here in the chat. It's definitely been a while. And yeah, I appreciate that, Nolan Money McDermott. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you bounce back onto Sportswire one of these days. I hope that you bounce on and maybe tell us what you're up to these days. Obviously, shout out to our guys in STBW. I know Tyler has got a GoFundMe page if you want to go give him a donation. He's raising funds to get a ring, and that's certainly a very noble cause, and definitely we'll want to support him. And yeah, definitely we'll bring you back on and see what you're up to, and I'm sure we'll hear from some of the usuals here throughout the next 2 nights. And we have some big guests here coming up these next few days. Monday is the legendary Rad Dad Radley Belmont. He'll be here 8:30 p.m. Monday. We're going to have on here Wednesday a couple of different people. But let me bring him on here because he did something really cool, really unique, and I want to give him that opportunity. And I love hearing his name because it's a chosen one, Daniel Tafu. My man, how you been?
Good. How you been?
I heard that you went to some places yesterday. So you're the first one up here on the 1,500 subscriber night 1 and night 2 shows. So maybe you want to tell the audience what you were doing yesterday and why.
All right. Yesterday, me and Dave Jameson,
I heard of him. Yeah, I heard of Dave Jameson. I heard of him.
We was at JCW yesterday.
Oh, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Yeah, I heard a little bit about it.
So we was doing security there.
Oh, well, I thought maybe you guys were going to be on the card. I thought maybe you guys were going to, I don't know, maybe do a few things out there. So What
Kind of
happened?
did. Well, we did some things out there. Trust me.
Yeah.
So we was trying to stop Congo and some other dude out there.
Oh,
Sorry.
I saw Dave's video where he was looking for advice on the artist formerly known as Fuego del Sol. So I did see that on
Oh
Facebook.
yes,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
talked to Mr. Stackhouse.
Yes. Yeah. He talked to him. Yes. A man that goes back with Mr. Orso. So you guys were doing security and then you run into something, it seems.
We ran into a problem mostly with Congo
Ah.
and his tag team partner.
Well, maybe you guys weren't experienced security guards or what?
It wasn't that. It was more of like, hey, we was trying to just stop him, calm him down. I got double choke slammed,
Uh-oh.
and Mr. Jameson got power bombed.
Oh, well that you know what? Well, some places he has been to might actually say, well, that's karma. Others will say, well, you get what you receive, I suppose.
Hey, I got what I received because I was trying to stop Congo.
So this was just a spur of the moment thing. You guys go to JCW and get a gig on security. I hope it paid well. Hope you got some benefits for that choke slam there.
Hey, we got some good stuff out of it.
All right. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool thing. We think about JCW, we think about the history, we think about, all of that stuff that, I think a lot of people are fans of. So, what do we do with it going forward?
You know what? That's just the start. You know what I'm saying? So for Tafua and Mr. Jameson, it's definitely a start to get into something. We might be on the card next time. Who knows?
Well, what do you think, real quick, on Mr. Day Jameson? Obviously, it's been a big topic here in this platform. The next, few weeks, I'm sure everyone's going to continue to talk about it. That he's going to be wrestling some guy that I just mentioned, the artist formerly known as Fuego del Sol. Now, Mr. Jameson
I
pretty
do.
well, and what's your thoughts on that?
For Mr. Del Sol, I would watch yourself carefully,
Mm.
especially the way you walk and the way you talk, especially in that ring with Mr. Jameson. Because if you don't, something could happen badly from a psycho killer.
Yeah, I think that Day Jameson, this is a match that he's wanted. He talked about this is a match that he's really wanted for a long time. And a man that will come on here later for a little bit, Timothy Titan, said this was basically an apology letter to Mr. Day Jameson. What is your thoughts on that?
Hmm. Um, that's pretty interesting, to be honest. If it's
Well,
a apology letter,
basically making up for everything that he put Day Jameson through, and everything that's went on these last few months in LAW. And we're going to see that here on 2125 Beacon Street, McKeesport, Pennsylvania. And that's going to be Money Mark Media's first show. And I mean, I
I
guess.
what for Timothy Titan, that is a great thing and a great step for him to apologize to Day Jameson, and I think that's the grown man thing to do.
The grown man thing to do. I mean, do you buy that Mr. Titan's in-ring career is over?
No,
No.
I think he can still do what he can do.
Well, he said his career is over. He said that basically now he's transitioning. He's obviously doing some promoting. He had on the Indie Vision podcast, which we're going to talk about in a little while, earlier on this week, Mr. Brohemoth. I mean, so obviously he's going into this market. Maybe he's going to come on here and I'm going to retire tonight. I'm going to pass the baton off to Timothy Titan. But I mean, it seems like he wants to do other things outside the ring.
Yeah, he can do that still, but also I feel like he can still do what he can do in the ring.
So what else is going on with you? Obviously, we know Express Wrestling, we're going to see you. I would imagine Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots, maybe we'll see you out there. I mean, LAW has a show Monday. I know, obviously, I'm sure card subject to be changed. But so what is the future for Daniel Tafui? We've talked a lot about you these last several days, especially after coming up short for that Indie Vision Championship. And Michael McMoney had a few things to say about that. He was really pulling for you, and it was Pepper Pride who took it. And what is the future here for Daniel Tafua here immediately coming up these next few weeks?
There's a good future for it. And this upcoming couple weeks at XL Wrestling,
Okay.
I am wrestling Peanut Butter and Jealous in a handy.
Oh, yes, who have a finishing move that I'm not going to say what it is on here because that'll certainly be one of the things I'll have to go like this for. Yes, so yeah, because it's certainly something that you'll have to find out more about. But yes, we see that Loveless and Hammer Time are back together, and it's a big match here coming up.
Yep, I have unfinished business with them from Express Wrestling.
Yes, I know that from when they would come on this platform here. And yes, they're back together. They want gold, and it's a big prove me match for both teams.
Yep, and I don't have a tag team partner, so I'll do
No,
it.
Timothy Titan's here in the chat. Maybe you want to recruit Timothy Titan?
Hey, I can recruit Timmy. I can. I know.
Well, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to definitely ask him here in a little while. I'll definitely ask him that. Okay. What about here in LAW? What is your thoughts on your situation, though? Obviously, you didn't win the Indie Vision Championship. That was something you really wanted. You certainly gave Godric a pep talk or two. That didn't work out for the Devil in the Blue Coat. He'll be here Tuesday night to give us the aftermath of what happened at Aftermath. Day Jameson, you certainly talked a lot about, and I think Day is going to be one of those names we're going to be talking a lot about throughout the entire year on this platform. But in LAW, after coming up short in the Indie Vision Championship, what's next for you?
Just to keep pushing and try to get a championship, to be honest. But also, I have bookings in Tennessee.
Tennessee, Tennessee.
At IWF, I believe.
The IWF, okay. All right, that's interesting.
A person out there that used to come to LAW was Deathmark.
Yes, okay. I remember the name.
I think he's the one that owns that out there, so he wants me to come out there, and he's put me into a championship match. And then in August, well, around late August, like August 22nd, I'll be in Iowa at
Iowa. Repeat that again. Iowa. Is it what I think I know about in Iowa?
Yes.
Yeah. Now say that again. Now Iowa in when? Repeat that for me because I think I need my ears to be checked.
I think it's going to be the late of August.
Late of August. Now that sounds like a company with 3 initials, right?
Yes.
3 initials where they have a Samoan guy there who's a high chief and a Samoan dragon.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about that, or probably don't say anything yet? Yeah, I would advise you not to say anything about that yet.
I don't know who's my opponent. That's one.
Oh, but if it's what I think it is, now I see some contingency there from that promotion in Iowa, which sounds like it's the Palo Community Center, and it sounds like it's over there, and certainly that's a company that's going to probably be a big part of these next 2 nights, and it's always been a big part of this platform because they helped build the platform. But naturally, since you're a Samoan, you're the chosen one, and naturally there's a guy Drago who's a high chief and a Samoan dragon. There would certainly be a curiosity to see, would you guys be doing anything maybe together or against each other? I mean, again, with don't say anything, but obviously that would be a thing people would like to know.
I would rather clash to see who's the better one out there, to be honest.
Do you think there can be one Samoan in the underground or in the independent circuit, or
there could be more, but
it could be more?
There's going to be only one dominant one, and that's Tafua.
Well, you are the chosen one, Daniel Tafua. And by the way, you've got the red again.
Yes, I do.
Now, the red, is there? Okay. Before I get my next guest on here, and we're going to try to run through as many people as possible, is there something you find with red that brings out the best of you? Is there something there, sir?
To be honest, the Mighty Lega, my nightmare.
Your nightmare.
That always follows me to that red.
Red is in the nightmare? Is red in the nightmare or what?
The red's in the nightmare. There's a reason why. Once you see a red blare or a red blur, run the other way, because that's not your daydream, it's your reality.
Well, this is certainly reality because we're live here. And before I let you go, though, and obviously I know you're going to be a topic here definitely on Tuesday with Godric Samuel, who, by the way, is the Express Wrestling Three Rivers champion. I know you certainly have unfinished business, plenty of unfinished business there in Express Wrestling. What do you think about the future of Godric Samuel in LAW after coming up short against La El Shaddai? Now he's in this scramble match, and LAW is represented by Judo Jones and Chris Phoenix. I mean, what do you think happens there with the future of Godric Samuel in LAW? Like you, came up short.
You know what? I feel like if Godric can keep pushing, I know he has a long time to go back now because there's more people ahead of him for that LAW championship. And who knows? I might be ahead of Godric for that.
Well, it's funny you said that because I think it's very difficult for somebody that had those shots to all of a sudden now try to say, hey, I can win that. I can go win that championship, especially after so much that was everybody thought, okay, it's Godric's, and then he comes up short. I'm just really fascinated on what he has to say Tuesday night.
You know what? I feel like Godric, if he keeps going, he can win that LAW championship, but I don't think he's gonna hold it too long.
Now, real quick on Godric, because this does involve you, because we know Money Mark Media's got a big show coming up at Beacon Street, McKeesport, Pennsylvania, 2125. Certainly is presented by Timothy Titan. We'll get to that. He'll be here probably in a matter of minutes. But, Godric there on June 13th is scoring off with a man you certainly have plenty of unfinished business with in the Soul Taker.
I hear the whispers that you're about to say Soul Taker.
Yeah. What do you think there? You must be rooting for Godric there.
I am.
Yeah.
But who knows? I might actually get involved in that match because of me and Soul Taker's kind of disagreements on stuff.
So you're definitely hoping Godric has a strong showing there.
I hope. But you know what? I can't say that Godric sure take his eyes off of Soul Taker because if he does, then who knows? Something else might happen.
And let me get to some comments here before I let you go. We're going to plug the LAW YouTube page. I see a bunch of people. I'm going to try to get as many people in here. Magnum Carter from the Golden Guns of YBW. I'm going to see if he wants to come on throughout the evening. He wants to say congratulations. He'll be back on here. The man that was here in your chair Thursday, Mr. Jake Dvorak, who's got a hell of a next few weeks here coming up. Thank you for our friends here in NEW. Big part of our platform here. Zilla, I know, is always here. And I knew Ox McCoy would have something to say about this. My Samoan is the highest of high chief. None can compare. I've been shown he is to bring an era of peace and prosperity to the IMF. So if that's the company you're going to, now obviously, could be a place you might be showing up to. Obviously, Iowa, maybe you have to figure out maybe different directions. Maybe you need MapQuest. Maybe you need whatever it is. If that's where you're going in late August, I'll be talking a lot about that. I must say hello to my buddy who's up here at 3 o'clock in the morning, the Tribal Cheese, who is everywhere himself on TikTok. And who else that we had here? And there he was, Mr. Drago. And I think maybe he sees you now. And reminds me of a Heavy D song, which is You Can See What I Can See. But yeah, it's really old school. We're not going to go there. Yep, he wanted to do the Tafua. Yep, we wanted to do that. Yep, and you have it off. And hello to Jake. We'll see who wants to pop on. But all right, so before I let you go, what do you want to say about Peanut Butter and Jealous? Anything you want to say about them coming up is fine. Although I feel like I'll have you here in the next few weeks. I mean, I'm going to try to get the world here in the next few weeks. But anything you want to say about those guys, Loveless and Strong? Any final words on them?
I do.
Yeah.
Andrew Loveless and Max Strong.
Hammer time, baby.
And what you did to my tag team partner, Dave Jameson from The Reckoning, I didn't forget.
No.
And I'm coming for both of y'all. And this handicap match, to be honest, it feels like a handicap match. So either way, Loveless, you're going to get speared. And Max, I don't even know. You might get speared out your shoes. You might go to the fence. You might go outside. But I know you wouldn't want to cross paths with me anymore. And you'll remember the name of Tafua!
Oh man, that That just made my entire evening that you said that. And oh yeah, the man that certainly also has a lot to say. The winner of the Ryan James Bible Memorial. Before I let you go, I do have to let him say hello to you because he's going to be here for a few minutes, and I had to do it just for a minute or two.
What's up, buddy?
All right.
I had to. I was going to say, you know what? No, I got to let Mr. Titan say hello to Mr. Tafua for a few minutes, just for a minute or two.
Good to see you, buddy. Congratulations on yesterday, man. I'm real happy for you guys. Legitimately, like you and Dave killed it yesterday, from what I'm hearing. So I'm very happy for y'all.
They also got killed
underneath there.
I said they got killed, but I heard they did a really good job at getting killed. So
they could be stuntmen. Maybe we can get them booked as stuntmen.
Hey, we do got a movie coming out.
right? I was gonna say you guys are in a movie technically.
Yep.
I don't think we spoke about the movie. What's with this? I forgot to ask Day about it. Talk about the movie. We have a bunch of people here that probably have no idea what is going on here. Talk to me about this movie.
The movie is called Blam Wrestling. It's been recorded in 2125 Beacon Street in McKeesport.
What a surprise!
And you know what? This movie has 2 wrestlers in it named Duke and Gannon. And they're great people. So they was
you may know them as the AEW tag team referred to as Hot Tag, by the way. Just
okay, that makes much more sense for our audience. Okay, yeah, definitely makes a lot more sense. Go ahead, Mr. Tafua.
So the movie's coming out in late August, and the red carpet is in July.
You could do the red carpet from your screen right now.
I could, to be honest, but I'm going to be there in my black and red, dress shirt, dress shoes. I'm going to be walking down that red carpet as main event, as the chosen one.
Ooh, well, that's exciting, and obviously we'll see more of that. And who knows, maybe Mr. Tafua will be on the Indie Vision Network podcast, which I'm going to plug here in a minute. We're going to have Mr. Titan here for a few minutes, and we're going to talk about we're going to run through everybody here. But hit the sub button for the Indie Vision Network. A hell of an episode that just took place with Brohemoth and Tommy Horror and Kevin, and also Mr. Titan. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, everybody's
saying, While Mr. Tafua is here, I just want to announce that sometime tomorrow, I'm almost finishing editing it, the Dave Jameson Indie Vision episode will drop either tomorrow or Monday.
Oh, good, because I want to listen to that. I want to hear you interview Dave Jameson, especially after what is going on between you and him.
We told a lot of honesty, so I'm excited. This is probably the episode I'm most excited to put out because me and him told a lot of secrets. We were real honest with each other and stuff. So it's going to be a very fun episode, I think.
Awesome. And Mr. Tafua, anything else you want to say? Because I want to talk to Mr. Titan about the podcast for a few minutes. Anything else you want to say? You want to get yourself booked on Money Mark Media's next show, June 13th?
You know what?
You want the announcement now?
Sure.
I heard you mention. I heard you mention them earlier on Tom Bryce. So on June 13th, it will be Daniel Tafua in a handicap match against PB&J.
Whoa, nah! It really is going to be hammer time, boy. Definitely. I hope for you, you're going to. Wow, I hope you're going to be.
I respect you and I love you, but
boy,
I feel like this is a match that needs to happen based on words I've heard.
Well, I guess I hope you have an Adam's groove, and I hope that you'll be too legit to quit, and they don't touch you too much.
I was gonna say we know that Dave Jameson would be your partner there, but he seems to have a bigger fish to fry on that show. Busy. I think
he's really busy.
You know what? I'll handle Peanut Butter and Jealous on myself because you know what? Max the Hammer Strong might be mighty to hold that hammer, but he's not mighty enough to hold Tafua. Loveless. When he puts his tights on, he looks like Peter Pan. So basically, when I see Peanut Butter and Jealous, I shall set them free. They are welcome to the wasteland, and they will remember the name of Tafua.
You know what? God bless that. I think it's the greatest
love
thing
that
anybody says. And thank you, Mr.
Love that
Tafua.
part.
We will see you. Yeah, it's the greatest thing I have going here. That alone should get us like 15 million more subs. Mr. Tafua, I can't wait to see you here soon. And happy Memorial Day weekend. And keep the red. Keep the red.
And congratulations to you, Tom Brace, for 1,500.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Checks in the mail.
Talk to you soon, brother.
And that was Daniel Tafua. And we are joined here by the man that was here earlier this week. And I wanted to spend a few minutes with you before I run through, I'm sure, a list of people here we'll run through later on here over the next few hours. But wanted to
I'm
talk
looking
with
forward
you.
to seeing who all you get on here. I'm looking forward.
Omen
I'm looking
Black's
forward
here
to
at this
seeing.
platform. He's definitely going to be on here. I got Justin Parsley if he's alive. I got a lot of other people. I see Comatose was here, Jake Dvorak. I'm sure James Taylor's out there. Courtney's going to be on here in a little while. I got my buddy Randy Dillon. So there's a bunch of other people, I'm sure. We'll get to everybody here. But I really want to promote some of those. I know we talked a lot about LAW. I know we talked a lot about Money Mark Media. But I really want to promote the Indie Vision Network podcast for a few minutes because I was really intrigued by it, especially after the last episode you had with Mr. Brohemoth. And talk to me about the Indie Vision Network because I see some people here. I see people like Omen Black, who this time you better book him. I see people like Justin Parsley.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm hoping starting next week, I want to do a guest tonight. So,
yeah, so you know, I can take off and
next
retire.
week.
Well, are you here? Wait,
I'm-
are you here? No. I got this. Are you here to tell the world that finally I can go walk off into the sunset? You want to do this every night? You can come on here. Now you want to refill my shoes? Finally, somebody can do it. You've obviously got the chops. You're an in-ring competitor. These wrestlers will respect you. You're obviously a booker, promoter. You've done refereeing. I think now you basically what we're going to do is pass the baton off to you. Finally, somebody who's accomplished, well-spoken.
Mr. Bryce, no. Absolutely. Mr. Bryce, you have way too big shoes for me to attempt to walk in, bro. I'm going to trip over myself trying to walk in them shoes you got.
No, it's okay. Trust me. It's okay. We've got you here, but we'll figure that out in a bit. But I mean, this podcast, I really think it's fascinating. You had some interesting questions. You have a different perspective. You had Kevin and Tommy Hara as your host. And just talk to me about the inspiration of it. Talk to me about what we can expect going forward. And I hope everybody joins me in checking it out.
I think our big thing is we want it to be less the normal questions you would get in a podcast and try to ask a couple almost out there questions, if you will. Like we did basically a 10-minute section on how Godric Sandwell has a nice butt. So
yeah, we're not repeating that. You do realize we're not repeating that here. You can, as I said to you, yeah, we're not doing that.
That's why I'm not trying to step on your shoes, man. I'm doing my own thing over here. We're asking questions that I know Tom Bryce ain't asking.
Yeah, I ain't asking those stuff. We're not doing that here. But, I think it's exciting because I think what I like about this podcast, because there is a lot of people that do podcasts, and there's a lot of people that, they come to me and ask advice, and a lot of people that, they have a perspective, and, God bless anybody that does this, but I think what you and Tommy bring to the table that a lot of other shows don't is that you guys have been in the wrestling world. Tommy's obviously been a huge staple of it backstage and what he's done with La El Shaddai. You being a wrestler, you being now a booker, promoter, now obviously an in-ring competitor in the past that's behind you and also doing refereeing. So I really think what's interesting about this podcast is that, you guys actually have a perspective that your guest would. And I think that's why people should really give this podcast a shot.
Like I said, the Dave Jamieson episode will be coming very soon. And I think that nothing against Jace Carr, Brohemoth, or Godric Sandwell, but I think that is the best episode that us three have done together.
No, because I want to see what happened between you and him for real, like in an interview. I think that's going to be get the popcorn ready. I think that right off the bat.
I mean, it's kind of like I told you on, I think it was Monday, I believe we did.
Yeah, Monday, yeah.
I guess, yeah, it's like I told you on Monday. I mean, you guys saw a brotherly squabble that never should have happened in public. Like me and Dave Jamieson are back to talking every night on the phone and ending every conversation with "I love you." So,
all right, I'll believe it. I'll certainly believe it. But I mean, I think that there's a lot of people here on this platform. I know you guys do.
And also, with that being said, I'm not saying that he forgives Brohemoth in any way. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just know that I have proven to Dave Jameson that not only am I sorry, but I did it as a way to try to promote him and motivate him. That's the word I'm looking for more, to get to this point where he's doing these KJ Orsos, the man who killed Fuego del Sol matches. He's doing these tag team title matches. He's defending this USWA title. So, like, it's more me trying to spark his potential and making sure he uses that full potential.
Yeah, I really think that day, like I said, and I continue to say it, I remember him coming in my chats 8 months ago, and he was basically, a little bit wet behind the ears. It was fascinating to hear how you talked about him a bit on the podcast and your experiences with him from years ago. And I think that it's going to be very fascinating to see that interview. And the Brohemoth one is a very fascinating one. So is Godrich. Godrich was done a while ago. Jace Carr is obviously another one you want to check out. But I think there's
the
a lot
Jace
of
Carr one was very eye-opening for me. I think the Jace Carr one was Jace was very honest with us, and it caught me off guard when it happened, to be honest, how honest Jace was with us.
I keep telling you, I know you guys are the Indie Vision Network podcast, but I see a lot of people here that would love to talk about their experiences, whether it's in the underground, whether it's in the backyard or the independents or whatever they've done. And I think that would really be interesting to see what their perspectives would be on a different platform with different questions. Because, again, you're a peer, you're somebody that's wrestled. And I think it'd be fascinating to see. And I think you would certainly get an audience. I think that there are people that would, certainly want to tune in and find what a different host would say to a Comatose, or a different host, certainly, to an Omen Black or a Jake Dvorak. Jake's a very good speaker. He was here Thursday night. I think that Justin Parsley, if he does it, when he eventually heals from his concussion, another guy that he's talked a lot about, Dave Jameson, another Samoan, Il Drago. I mean, certainly the other Samoan that apparently Daniel Tafua sort of mentioned without mentioning. And
I remember, I know the name Il Drago. I definitely know that name for sure, Il Drago.
Yeah, Drago's been a big staple of the platform. And then, obviously, you getting a microphone to Anthony Steele, that'll be one, it'll definitely, you can probably, I'm sure, have a lot of fun with that one. But yeah, I really think that people should check out the podcast. Definitely the Indie Vision Network. I definitely also want to announce that you're here 2 weeks from Monday. You're going to get me ready for June 13th, your Money Mark Media show.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited for. Listen, maybe, like I said, if you want to change your mind, I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to call it quits. You have the 1,500 subs. You can take over. You can have all the wrestlers. I mean, you don't have to look for guests anymore. You don't have to do anything. I mean, it's all yours. It's all yours.
I'd want to co-host first for a little while. Just saying, I'd love to work with Mr. Bryce before.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple questions here. First of all, Andrew Lovelace. Andrew would be another one that I do need to get back on here, because he's wrestling Mr. Tafua, as you announced, alongside Mr. Hammer in a handicap match. And
Absolutely. Andrew Lovelace is awesome, because dude always looks like he spent more on his sunglasses than his t-shirt.
Well, you know what? That's a point I'm going to leave out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to answer that, but who edited the Day podcast?
It was okay. It was the official Indie Vision Tim turn. I will say that.
I will say this much. One thing I'm glad about is I don't edit podcasts anymore, because years ago, when I used to cover college basketball, and I used to go to these games, and I would sit there, and I would have to go and I'd interview these coaches and these players, and this is before I did what you see today, and I would have to sit there for hours, and I have to cut the audio perfectly. I'd have to go sit there, and I would take all the dead spots out, and I mean, I really don't miss editing anymore. Now we just go live and, take it for what it's worth.
Well, that's another thing. We're hoping with Indie Vision we could start doing it live pretty soon. Because
you should just do it live. I don't know why you don't already. All you do is just go live. It's just,
we tend to have connection issues at a point. We tend to have some type of connection issues, be it me, Kevin, Tommy, but because there's three of us, that's kind of the issue. Is out of the three of us, one of us tends to have connection issues at a point. So
I mean, I think, look, I would say do it live. I think people, but I understand. I mean, but it's just such a different world. When I started, I started 6.5 years ago on Skype. I was on Skype, and I had this big sound mixer. Yeah, it was a long time ago, a sound mixer, and I had this equipment. And I have to go I was in a room room upstairs in my house. I have to make sure there's no noise. The window had to be closed. Don't say it. Now it's just a different world. You have all these options. It's just so. It's like in music. I get musicians come on, and it's like Pro Tools replaced being in a studio. It's now StreamYard, and you have lighting, different stuff, and all great stuff there. And I'll definitely check
By
it
the
out.
way, I'm not sure if this, but maybe like the co-host Tommy Horror, bring
Yes.
up music with him because Tommy Horror
Yeah,
was
Tommy was in a band.
legitimately
Yeah, he
in.
told me about that. We
Yeah,
spoke
yeah. So he was in some
about it when
semi
we
big
spoke.
bands that.
We had a conversation off the air.
I see. I remember Tommy was in a band that
I'm
toured
listening.
with Avenged Sevenfold a couple like years ago. So I mean, Tommy
Oh wow!
did
Yeah,
a bit more.
well, that definitely. Mhm.
Yeah, so he did a bit more in the music business than he leads on. He's kind of humble about it, but maybe bring that up with him next time.
Yeah, you know what? He actually wants me to come onto your podcast, but I said, draw some views. No one's tuning in to hear what I have to say on someone else's podcast. There's plenty of fish here. You want big fish. You don't want the nobodies. You want the big fishes. You want the
I
name.
mean, you got 1,500. You got 1,500 subs now. You're not a nobody no more, Mr. Bright. You
Yeah,
gotta
well, I
respect it.
mean, we have Well, speaking of bands, I do want to put it out there. Grand Funk Railroad's former guitarist Mark Farner is coming here, which is pretty cool. We're an American band. That was
Nice.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
That's Pennsylvania, Michigan. But I definitely think that I'm excited about the podcast. And her name is Thina Psycho, the official intern for the Indie Vision.
Tim turn.
Intern. You guys have interns. Wow. I definitely do want to get Tommy
it's a
on
Tim
there.
turn. We don't have interns. We have what is referred to as Tim turns, and they do whatever the fuck I say.
Well, you know
I
what? I've been
apologize
doing.
for swearing.
Yeah, I know. I let you slide on it tonight, but I will tell you that
I apologize.
it's I do everything by hand, but they go back and forth. Torrance Banks we see on here. We'll try to run through everybody here, but
So in
before
Loveless.
I move to before I go to the next one, I got a couple people here. Then I got the usuals. I got to bring on here who christen the platform, like Omen Black and others. Anything else you want to promote here? Anything else you want to do? And by the way, while everybody's joining in here throughout the evening, please hit the sub button for the Indie Vision Network. I really believe in the podcast. I really believe in what Timmy Titan, Tommy Har, and Kevin are going to do with this. They've been able to talk with a number of different wrestlers. Dave Jameson's in the next 24 to 48 hours. So definitely check out the podcast. And who knows? Maybe you'll see Omen Black on there. Maybe you'll see Comatose. Maybe you'll see.
I want that to happen ASAP. By the way, I want Omen Black to happen ASAP. So
well, he's here in the chat.
Said, that's one that I 100% dropped the ball on. I'm accepting responsibility of life hit me in the face when we were supposed to do it, so I need to reschedule that and make that happen ASAP.
Omen, and I'm not just saying it because I've known him. He is a very good talker. He's a very good talker. He has an interesting journey. He has an interesting story. So I think he would be a really good. There's a lot of people here that are really interesting people and Torrance Banks, another guy who's traveled in the underground. Yeah, Torrance, I'll definitely connect you. I mean, I gave you 17 names already. That's why I'm saying, before we get you off, if you have a minute or two, you want to change your mind, I'm ready to retire after this show and tomorrow's show. I'll let you take over.
You know what? I don't want to do it live. If you want to have a conversation and messages afterwards, I'm more than willing to listen.
Yeah, somebody's gonna say no, not a bad idea. Can we get an Omen Black versus Behemoth match in the future? That's an interesting question. That is an interesting question.
You know what? I'll ask him when I promise you I will interview him soon. I'll bring that up during the interview.
I would love that because Behemoth is he's definitely got it.
Here's the thing about him. Here's the thing Omen Black don't know about me is money talks, brother. He says he won't do it. Money will make anybody do anything. That's all it's going to take at the end is I'll just throw a little bit more money at him and he'll do whatever I tell him to do because that's what everybody does. So.
Well, I mean, listen, as from one businessman to another, as I have been a, relatively successful quasi businessman, tomorrow when I'll have my employer on Heshi Tischler tomorrow at some point here. He will be here for a few minutes. My co-host, we do a news show together and he's sort of my employer in other capacities. And he will certainly be one that, you won't want to miss that one. But anything else you want to plug here or share before I let you go off into the sunset?
I mean, June 13th, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, the Revolution will be YouTubed. It's not televised. It will be YouTubed because nobody watches television no more. We all watch it online. It's all streamed. So the Revolution will be YouTube. You're seeing Dave Jameson versus KJ Orso. You're seeing Soul Taker versus Godric Sandwell. You're seeing Freddie versus Jason.
Yes, I did see that.
As seen on TV. So, I mean, if you're in the Pittsburgh area for that, and Monday, I know that I'm no longer associated with LAW, but I just want to say that Monday show does look pretty good with Battle
It
on
looks
the Border.
really good,
So,
and I hear that they're going to have a barbecue outside. I hear veterans are getting a 50% discount. I hear we're still going to have Chase Maddox and Jeff King. We talked about the scramble match. So, yeah, we love our friends in LAW, and I'm sure we'll talk a lot about that with Godric here Tuesday, who you've interviewed. So, yeah, I mean,
I look forward to that one.
Me too. Me too. I'm very excited about that. And if you're here before I let you go, anybody wants to be on the Indie Vision podcast, I will connect people. I see different names. Yeah, I
Just
see.
message me. It's just, yep, right here. Message me for real.
Yeah, and I will connect because I've already connected some people. All right, I got one of my guys who does WWE, who's been a podcaster of mine. Got to get him in here for a few minutes. Mr. Titan, I can't wait till Monday, June 9th, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, same bat channel. And looking forward to, if you change your mind, be on here on Sportswire interviewing some of the guests. But if not, I'll look forward to the Dave Jameson episode. Very excited.
I say you message me afterwards. We'll talk about it. And once again, congratulations on 1,500, Mr. Bryson. Thank you for having us.
You're all too kind. That was Timothy Titan, owner of Money Mark Media, wrestler, promoter, referee, booker, extraordinaire, all-around great guy. Check him out on the Indie Vision podcast. For a few minutes, my buddy Randy Dillon is here, hockey fan chat, WWE analyst, guy that's been on the Friday night shows. Randy, the Friday night shows, I don't know what the future is of it because we just do so many of these shows, but wanted to give you a few minutes because I have my next guest coming up here soon, but wanted to give you a chance to check in and maybe talk to me about WWE because I haven't been following it much.
Well, Tom, first off, big congratulations, 1,500. Remember those days remember the call? We had to call you in to talk to you about the show. So
yes, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I remember we did call-in shows. I was talking to Timothy Titan, and we were talking about the days of Skype. I started on Skype calls and sound mixers, and that's the way it was. But how you doing? And Saturday night's main event, I saw a big cage match, a segment with Jay and Cena, and talk to me about what's going on here in WWE for a few minutes.
WWE, it's a funny world right now. Like, I can say it's not great. It could be better, but it's not as bad what it was in the late, between the time of 2017 to 2022 before that McMahon got how that bad stuff came up. But Saturday main event, I think it had its moments. Definitely the big surprise, Bronson Reed being the third man of the new Paul Heyman stable. But the rest of the show, and Cody's big return at the end, but the rest of the show, it wasn't, I don't think it went as well we thought. I think everyone kind of knew Selena and Chelsea got added, could have maybe got more time. R-Truth and John Cena, I think the ending could have been a little bit better. Truth maybe could have got some more offense. The cage match, I think the ending was very disappointing. Jay versus Logan Paul, it sets up for something down the road, but I think this Saturday main event hasn't. The three they've done definitely, I don't think, was up to par. To what
he said. Bronson Reed is now with Paul Heyman, so that means another layer to that faction. And I mean, that's interesting. Bronson Reed continues to make splashes.
Oh, definitely. He's made splashes, especially with the history last year where this all started was him giving Seth Rollins a tsunami. I think we all forget last year after SummerSlam, he took Seth out with those big tsunamis, and now they're all friends or whatever. But listen, this new Paul Heyman alliance, I think, want to give Paul Heyman new life to, because I think what made Lesnar so great in his return, I think, was Paul Heyman. As much as Brock was an attraction, Paul Heyman did so much of that great work when Brock wasn't around, just chatting and stuff and just talking. I think this is what we're going to see, especially with guys like Braun Breaker and even Bronson Reed. It adds another element to Seth as well. So I'm interested what this group's going to do going forward.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating how we just forget the history of Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, wait, no, this happened. And it wasn't that long ago.
I guess and not. And so what is your thoughts right now on John Cena and how long he stays on top?
John, like I feel this whole John Cena thing has been really messed up because of one guy, The Rock, and how the turn happened. I think if Cena would have did this on a Monday on Raw or something, or if he would have just came out and say this had nothing to do with The Rock, this is my decision. But I just feel how everything set up, it's just been so weird. I think everyone been wanting to see a heel turn, but I think at the end of the day, it just haven't worked out. It's the same thing I think with Stone Cold back in 2001, where he turned at the end of WrestleMania 17 with Mr. McMahon, and I think everyone wanted to see something different, but it just didn't accumulate to anything. And I think the same things happened with Cena.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out with the storyline. And another thing that's I'm curious in your perspective, because a lot of people are talking about this whole Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair situation. What is your thoughts there on that, Randy? And yeah, I think we lost him, and he'll come. There he goes. He's going to come right back in here. I lost you there, Randy.
Sorry, my camera's just been weird on this.
Okay, well, I will just ask you really quickly on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
I think it's new blood. I think it's new, fresh story. I think, listen, Charlotte Flair, you got to do something new. You can't just keep getting her at the top. I think Alexa Bliss back. They need something for her as well. I think it's something new. It's something interesting we fans can get excited to. It's not just the same old with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think people want different. I think people want to see different things here, and I was also curious your perspective on all these releases WWE had a few weeks ago. I haven't got a chance to speak to you.
Yeah, we did. We have. I don't know. It's been a while, my friend, but it's always tough. Like the release, it's part of the business. I think some of the bigger name release, Cora Jade, definitely one. Everyone was surprised.
I think a lot of people were talking about her for different reasons.
Yeah, now they're talking about her different.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it here on this platform.
Yeah. But Braun Strowman, you know what? I think he has so much. He's done great with, especially with Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu. But I just think his body and the pay doesn't work. Some of the other ones you look at it, they just weren't getting utilized. They were climbing up. And I think people forget with WWE, it's like it's like a team pretty much. It's like an NHL team, a football team. There are only so many spots for these athletes. There's not 30 other teams out there where these guys can jump to. Really, the only other spot is AEW, and they're kind of like at the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of them will probably do like the indies. Some of them will probably do maybe a spot or two in Impact if that's something they could throw out there. I mean, I think some of those names are probably names that, I don't know what WWE usually doing with them. Yeah, I agree with you. Cora Jade was a name that was definitely in a part of a big storyline. I think Shayna Baszler was released also. That was a name some people think.
I just feel ever since she hasn't had the same momentum the NXT run, and I think people forget the age as well. Shayna's been around a while.
I know she's in WWE over a decade right now, right?
So I think unfortunately never got that big push run because she was so dominant in NXT, but I think that was because the other guy booking the show at the time. But I just think I just hope all these it can bounce back. I hope whether they get the option in AEW, Impact, they go the independent, make a name, and I think everyone wants to see the success story of a Drew McIntyre, of a Cody Rhodes, where they left in the Jinder Mahal. They left the company, came back, and they were able to be very successful.
Yeah, I think that's some interesting points. And I was also curious, I'll get to the comments in a minute before I let you go, before I bring on Courtney Wood here in a minute, because I want to talk about her article. She wrote an article on Daphne, which is just a really dark side of the ring, really fascinating. I was in Slam Wrestling, really cool article. I want to bring Courtney on here for a few minutes. But WrestleMania is getting moved from New Orleans to Vegas. What was your thoughts on that? That's interesting.
So I actually tweeted about this. I really a lot of people are giving Triple H slack about this, but Triple H, he's not as involved, I think, with the bookings and the decision of these events. I really think this is where you're gonna miss, and I'm gonna say his name, Vince McMahon, because I think he is as much as we give him flack and with the crazy stuff he did and the awful things he did, he knew how to book these events and get them hyped up and know where to do. And I feel TKO right now that they're overpricing the ticket, canceling New Orleans.
That's an issue with sports altogether. That's just unfortunately. Look at Stanley Cup playoffs are going on, right? NBA playoffs are going on, right? That's just the reality of his sports, and just like WWE is an expensive thing to go to.
It definitely is, but I think I look at SummerSlam like $20,000 for. Like, I was just reading like they say 10,000 or something for front row. Like I know what. Like I went to WrestleMania a number of years ago. My tickets were fairly like I paid at that 2016 Dallas. I paid what maybe $300. I wasn't front row.
20,000 now. I have that kind of money, and I wouldn't spend 20,000.
No, and I think this is where they're going to be. The problem is, and W's always been like kind of like it. And this the thing is, W brings everyone together. It's like doesn't matter what you are and what you cheer for. It's like it always brought people together. But the problem is now, people can't go because it's just ridiculously out of price.
But that's I think again as we're here with Randy Dillon. If you're here, you like to see more Randy's commentary. He's on Instagram, X. I'm going to bring on Courtney Wood here in a few minutes. We're going to get through a number of different guests here to celebrate the 1,500 subscriber milestone. He's been with me for 4+ years. Like I said, he remembers when we were doing this on the phone. I wasn't doing video yet. I was only doing like limited video, like very limited video. So Randy's a great guy. You also can hear him on sportswireradio.org via the listen live button with the hockey fan chat. You can check him out there. You can also check him out on X. But yeah, I mean, it's just to me, I think the cost of going to these events, it's just,
it's just killing. And it's just so unfortunate because the fans, like, they add so much to these things. So, but we'll see what happens.
It's just, but like I said, you go, like I said, you go to the NHL, right? After the first round, it becomes really expensive. You go to baseball, it's expensive. Football, right?
Tom, I'll give you an example. Last year, 2024, I went to the Washington Capitals versus Vancouver game, got 2 tickets for $200 together. In 2025 in January, they're in Vancouver. It was $200 for 1 ticket. So that I think. I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
But that's sports, unfortunately. And this is why there's so many. You look at now.
I'm gonna say this much: if I'm AEW, this is where you gotta take advantage because your ticket prices, you're not selling them that high. If you want people to say, "Come watch wrestling," this is where you can get advantage.
Which is what I really believe in. Before I let you go, and you trained to be a wrestler. You were trained by Bruce Hart, so you know a lot about the wrestling world as some of the other guys do, which always makes you a really fascinating listen here on the platform. Is that wrestling, unlike I think a lot of these major sports, nothing against them, but wrestling really needs that live atmosphere. Because if you're a wrestler, you feed off that, you build off the crowd. You need that. Hockey players, basketball players, I'm not taking nothing away from them, but they're going to know how to perform regardless. But if you're a wrestler, you need that extra chant. You need those people there. You need that setting and the acoustics. And that's why I think like wrestling, that's why I always am a supporter of wrestling here on the platform, because I believe in the fact that you need fans, you need them there. And, WWE could certainly be looking at everything profit driven. And I think it's sad for the wrestling community if this continues to go the way it's going,
It is, because I know people don't like the term of sports entertainer, but again, they're entertaining the crowd. They want the crowd to react to things. They want the crowd to boo, to cheer, start a chant, and you need those things so you get the crowd entertained, whether it's a ring, a promo, a segment. Like this is where you need the crowd. And if the crowd can't there, or you get the wrong audience, it doesn't make the product appealing.
Yeah, I think those are really great points, and certainly I'll be doing another one tomorrow. I'll be doing stuff periodically. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do some different segments, and we'll mix wrestling in because it's an important part of the platform. And I see some different people, El Drago and Daniel Tafua, going back and forth, and they'll continue to do that throughout the evening. But let me give you the floor. Let me give you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to plug, Chess? Also, I enjoyed your podcast with the Buffalo Sabres fan. Definitely, hopefully the Sabres finally get it together.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
That's all right, Tom. I'll make it quick because I know you got a guest waiting. Just hockey fan chat. I just got back. I was just out of town for work. I'm going to either get our good friend Kim Mosaic on to talk about
Kimmy was my first. You know that Kimmy was probably one of the first major people I ever interviewed. I interviewed her 6 years ago. She was like my first major interview. Isles girl, Kimberly Moisa. Yep.
Yeah, because the Islanders, the big news, the new GM, I'm interested to get her in talk about what the move now of the organization, because it seems like they're moving away from that old men club, or we're gonna get
now they can grow their hair like me again.
exactly. No more of the Lou buzz cut, but or we'll get a good friend of mine, John, who's a Washington Capitals fan, to talk about their season. But we'll get one out here soon. And just going back to wrestling, I'm just gonna end it quick. Like, for those watching wrestling, listen, you got AEW tomorrow and NXT, so you have a great variety.
Yes, I know
I know fans like to bicker, and like I think the social media has made it so bad, but just enjoy the goddamn wrestling. It's going to be
I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for, all wrestling matters. I know everybody's got their reasons, but at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, and that's why we want to just support everybody. Randy's on Instagram. Give him a follow if you like what he has to say. My friend, thank you for all that you've done over 4 years. I've known you actually before even you coming on the platform. You were always a good friend, always somebody that I've really enjoyed your opinions. I always followed you on X, and you've been a part of the platform with the rest of the guys in the podcast, and I thank them for their support. I thank you for being here, and I will definitely put this out on X for a clip, and I will see you here soon, and keep up the good work.
Thanks, Tom. Always a pleasure. Thank you for everything. Again, congratulations on 1,500.
Yes, definitely, and we'll do more, and thank you. That is Randy Dillon. Give him a follow on Instagram. Also, WWE analyst, senior wrestling analyst here on Sportswire Radio. Man that was trained by the Hearts, and we'll see you soon. And boy, we go here round the merry-go-round. No, I'm not going to talk to you about Steel Panther, and I'm not going to talk to you about the Atomic Punks and Ralph Saenz. And I'm not going to talk to you about. See, I knew my stuff. See, you're like, wow. Well, that's why. Listen, we have Grand Funk Railroad, and is my next one. We're an American band. We're in America, but I'm not going to go and do that because you are here, and you're not going to talk about Wyatt Black. You're going to talk about an article here for a few minutes, which I'm really excited about. No, I already got my Wyatt Black filled in all week on Sportswire Radio between Timothy Titan and Mr. McMoney. Yes, you want to say something to me? What do you want to say? What?
I would like to address Wyatt Black for a few moments.
Guys, no, you know what? You're here, young lady, and I want to give you the opportunity. You want to say something? You got it.
I do. I was extremely disrespected in your comment section.
Tell me what happened.
He implied that I do not write the wrestling record books.
Because he was the hybrid championship. Yes, that was about the hybrid title thing. So you were there, though, in Parkersburg, West Virginia, 325 7th Street in the Richardson building. So what is the record book, though? Who does he hold a championship or not?
No, he did not win that title. And Wyatt Black, you want to know why I can say that?
You tell me.
This is my associates.
Wow. Yeah. I don't have mine on handy. I do have my notary license, but that's okay. Oh, wow. Yeah.
There.
You should take over.
Is my bachelor's in history. This makes me a historian, Wyatt Black.
That's why I keep calling you the female Dave Meltzer and Wade Keller. Now you just confirmed why I've been calling you that for 3 months. Wow. Okay. You know what?
Right here.
Courtney
this is my master's degree. This is what qualifies me to teach ignorant little teenagers like you. You see that?
You know what? And that's why I should probably retire and announce my retirement here and let you take over.
That was roughly $80,000 I just showed the camera.
Okay, so you want a loan from me to pay off the debt?
I mean, we could talk about that afterwards. But I just want to point out that the fund that this degree is in
okay.
costs more than Wyatt Black has ever earned to wrestle. So don't ever
80
about the Wyatt.
I don't even know if Wyatt Black has earned 80 cents in the wrestling world. I don't.
So don't ever question my credentials as a historian.
I'm gonna start. I wasn't planning to bring him up, but I mean, so basically, he's not been a hybrid champion. That correct?
No, not at all.
So that's up to then Lester needs to basically let him know that, just like he changed the outcome of the match there in Parkersburg last week.
They didn't change the outcome of the match. They extended the match.
That's true.
Because Wyatt Black cheated.
So Wyatt Black, continue the match. Continue the match.
Right. So
Well,
the match was restarted, which means it did not technically finish until James Enoch won the
you know,
title.
Mary Bohm, shout out to her, just gave me a friend request the other day. So now I get to watch this match, which I wanted to watch it last night, but I realized we weren't friends on Facebook. Now we're friends on Facebook, and I can watch the match and see it for myself. And yeah, I'm sure Wyatt Black will definitely be a topic. I'm sure another time. But I mean, it wasn't on my bingo card to talk about him. But anything else you want to get off your chest about Wyatt Black? Anything else you want to say
I
about the
mean,
young man? Or young boy, I should say, because he's a boy.
I think I've said all that needs to be said.
Tim Titan said that he's a high school student still, and you gotta, be not as harsh on him. And Michael, what did you think about Michael McMoney yesterday? Basically saying that he won the battle but lost the war. I mean, Michael McMoney was completely 360 in what I think a lot of people thought he was going to say here last night. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, he was, but that's the veteran. That is the professional that Michael McMoney is. He respects that Wyatt Black did what it took to win. And he said it himself. Michael McMoney has done that trick so many times that it was bound to happen to him one day. And, game recognizes game. Michael McMoney respects it. He's not a sore loser. He took his loss with grace. He's dusted himself off, and he's going to go out.
He still wants the title. He still has it in his sights with James Enoch. Yes, he spoke about that. So, I guess we'll live another day and see what happens.
Yep.
But let's talk about something I really wanted to spend time. And yes, I am sure I'm going to get into WVWF quite a bit over the next few weeks. But while I had you here, and I'm sure I'll get a slew of other guests here throughout the evening and tomorrow, I really want to talk about an article which I wanted to really promote because it's such an important article. You are a wrestling historian. You basically confirm what I've been saying to the world about you for 3 months. And it was a really well-written article. And I do want to put it up because I have it here. I'm going to put the link up here. Once again, for whatever it is, I don't know why anybody hasn't read this article, but if you are here, I see a bunch of you here throughout the evening. We'll put it in the chat. There you go. That's the link. And talk to me about the inspiration of writing about Daphne. Daphne is somebody that I remember very well growing up as a kid in WCW and TNA. And talk to me about this article, which was published, oh, by the way, on the same website that the Hart family's written on.
I just want to say thank you for, getting that some publicity. That really means a lot. This was a very personal project to me. I grew up watching wrestling as a kid, and, I was my own person. I was a tomboy. I never really fit in. And when we watched wrestling, there weren't many women that I could relate to. They were all blonde, bikini model bombshells. And I didn't really connect with that. But when I see a woman like Daphne, it's like seeing yourself a little bit, and with that iconic Banshee scream, it was okay to use your voice. And that was truly inspirational to me as a kid. And then as an adult,
she was definitely different for sure.
Oh, she was the best. See, I grew up loving women like Sensational Sherry, Luna, Lita, the alternative.
I think Luna was the first woman in a video game, right?
I believe so.
Oh, well,
yeah, I wish I could have written the one about Luna back when she had her episode. That would have been amazing.
Well, Daphne's very important because, again, she was certainly in some major storylines. David Flair's girlfriend at one time. She was involved with Crowbar, who's a local guy here, if you're from our area in the Northeast, who certainly had a long career. And TNA, she came back years later, had some relevance there. And I think one of those people I wish that would have got a true chance in WWE. I know you had said that she had a developmental deal. I don't remember her really being in any mentions in WWE unless I'm missing something. But I really think one of those people that really, I think that the ball was dropped on a little bit. And your article talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, she did get a developmental deal, but she was never put on TV.
Yeah,
so
It's a tough
Unfortunately,
thing to go through. Yeah, tough. He definitely was revolutionary, and I said it with McMoney yesterday on the show that I feel like today's women who aren't just like you said, the Tori Wilsons and the Sables and the Trish, although Trish certainly did cross over, but those type, Stacy Keebler certainly was involved with Daphne, like those women that were maybe looked at just as, there because of their looks. The Nitro girls would be a part of that. Daphne
Mhm.
was definitely somebody that could mix it up. And I think today's women's wrestlers owe a debt of gratitude to her career. No question.
Oh yeah, women like Paige, AJ Lee,
Yep.
Roxy Laveau, like all of those.
Roxanne
Definitely.
Perez, I think you got to look at. Roxanne Perez, another talent. I think certainly Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch definitely belongs in there. And who would have guessed all those years later that Charlotte Flair would, wrestle as well? I mean, you think about just all the women that, like you said, may not have been just there for looks. You think about also somebody that was in that era alongside Daphne was Molly Holly. She was one of the valets for the Macho Man. She wound up also being in that era, and she became a trainer and such. So I think Daphne really was ahead of the game, just so many ways.
Molly Holly does not get the respect that she deserved. They were not going to put a women's match on WrestleMania until she said that she would have her head shaved. So when she faced Victoria and had her head shaved, that's how that match got put on WrestleMania, because they just weren't going to do it. So that's like the dedication and the love Molly Holly has for this.
Yeah, I
So
think another one was Serena Deeb. Remember, she was with
yeah,
CM Punk's group. Another one that shaved her head, had the GI Jane look from Demi Moore. Yeah, and
yeah.
if you're in the chat, don't get any ideas. I'm not shaving my head. I'm not shaving my mutton chops, and I'm not shaving my head for anybody here in the chat. Just saying. Continue, Courtney. It's okay. Just wanted to reassure the chat.
You saw how stupid McMoney looked, and you're like, nah, I don't want any part of that.
No, we're not doing that here. We're not doing that, and we're not going there. But continue, Courtney. You can go ahead.
Yeah, I loved the women that took this seriously and that wanted to, perform and have characters and have interesting storylines and have matches that were actually competitive and not bra and panties or like 2 minutes long. And
Yeah.
Daphne definitely ushered that in.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely women what they can do talent wise, and I think just like in sports, basketball, certainly soccer, that Daphne is one of those people we look at just like those athletes that could do a lot of different things, and it's really unfortunate that she's no longer with us, and I think that you did your best to honor her, and I think that I just wish that someone like her would have got more of the respect while she was here on this earth. But, it's one of those things that you can only just learn from and hope that other people remember her legacy and such.
Oh, absolutely. What I found most interesting about her, like post wrestling, is that she donated her brain to CTE research, and she was the first female brain to be studied.
Wow.
So even after she passed, she was still giving back to.
Was that through Christopher Nowinski?
Yes.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense there. That's very important. Very
Yeah.
important there. Let me get to some comments. Hold that thought. Also here, obviously, thank you from Kevin. Yes, Indie Vision Network. By the way, you should go on the Indie Vision Network. You should talk to them. I'm sure. I'm surprised that they haven't asked you to go on that yet. Any reasons? What do you think?
I'm waiting.
That's a good one.
There's
I mean,
Kevin from Ring Crew, Tommy, Tim.
why
Hit me
haven't
up.
they interviewed you? I would think they would have wanted to interview already, but
You would think.
well, I don't apparently know nothing, but we'll get to more comments. Fit Finley pushed for the women to be better than the men so much the executives said stop it. Well,
That's true.
Well, maybe that's why they're no longer executives, right? That was I was trying to be funny here. Maybe somebody in the chat could laugh at that, but I'll put my sound box out. Maybe that'll help. Yep, and Drago and Tafua going back and forth at it. Summer Bash, yes, that's a thing. I asked Jake Dvorak on that. I want to say hello to Big Man Cam. Thank you very much for that, Big Man Cam, the former ROBW champion. Hello, Courtney. If you'd like to, please read the article. This is an article really ahead of its time. Courtney's written some great pieces on there. Check them out. She's written about Scottish wrestling. I want to say hello to Dakota. Dakota's also training, another inspirational person in our Hall of Fame. And I see Il Drago and Daniel Tafua might not be exchanging Christmas cards. Thank you to JRD. I think she should have stayed for you, but I appreciate that. Thank you, Jake Dvorak. Thank you, Zilla. And yep, how you doing? Yep. Comatose sent me the link. Yeah, definitely. If you want to come on down, let me know. There you go. There. Also about okay. These guys don't like each other, but yeah, I mean. Any other articles you think? But before I get to Daphne, do you think you will write more of these types of pieces?
I will write whatever they let me.
Well, that could be anything. But anything you want to? I'll say about Daphne in today's wrestling thing. Have you watched The Dark Side of the Ring? By the way,
It was beautifully done.
Okay.
Hearing those stories come from the people that knew her the best was it was a hard watch, but it was a beautiful watch. Like there is a very bad stigma about mental illness, and people seem to put the mental illness before the person.
Sure.
And they wanted to make sure that everybody knew just how beautiful of a human being she was. Mick Foley tells the story about another courageous woman that was unfortunately the victim of a hit and run.
Oh.
And her dream in life was to be a wrestler. So Daphne contacted this woman, trained her to wrestle to get through the match, and got her through the match safely, put her over, and you could just see like how important that match meant to that young lady.
Sure.
And like Daphne did not have to do that. She went out, she found this woman, and she put her time and effort to give that woman her dream. And that's just the kind of person she was. So
yeah, I think that speaks volumes to the character of the individual and what wrestling, what they knew their importance was. And I think that that's something that will always honor and remember the good. And I think that Daphne brought a lot of good out there. Like I said, she was really ahead of her time. Unfortunately, it reminds me of some of the bands I've had on. Some of the bands that, they had success, but they should have had more success. Daphne's like one of those people. She might have been too ahead of her time, meaning that, yes, she had success. Yes, she was relevant at the time she was alive, but what it meant to the mainstream, to the average wrestling fan, they didn't really get it. It's almost like some of the bands I've had on sports, whether it's Kicks or whether it's King's X. Yes, they had success. They played at Woodstock. Kicks had the big hit, but they were a little bit, in terms of their era, just maybe too ahead of their time, or they didn't quite fit in. I think Daphne reminds me of that in many ways. And I think your article, though, at least, did its best and due diligence to honor her legacy.
Thank you. That's honestly what I was trying to do. When I first saw the season lineup and her name was on there, I got so really
Who else
happy.
is on the lineup, by the way? Because I'm here every night, so I haven't paid attention. Who else is in the lineup? They have anybody good?
Junkyard Dog, Bam Bam Bigelow, the original Sheik, which we had talked about when Sabu had passed. Doink the Clown.
That's a good one. Doink the Clown's a good one. That's a good one. There's a lot of doinks. So how many doinks are they interviewing?
I didn't watch that quite yet, but it was a pretty solid season.
Okay, that's a good line. That's actually some names I'd be really interested in seeing. Yeah, original Sheik's going to be, I think, on a lot of people's minds. Doink the Clown. Doink is definitely one that I would definitely be fascinated. And, those are some good names. You had Junkyard Dog. I mean, Junkyard Dog's another one that just, I think, in the WWE, they didn't really see the real Junkyard Dog. And I think that's, like Harley Race. You didn't get the real Harley Race in WWE. You got the Bushwhackers. You had the Sheep Herders, but then there was the Bushwhackers. So that's a really good thing. All right, so before I bring on my next guest, so anything Monday you excited about most on Monday? I know Godric will be here Tuesday. I'm sure you'll be tuned in for that. But anything on Monday at LAW you're looking at most? Other than Wyatt Black, I know you're definitely going to be making sure that he doesn't enter the building. But anything else you want to talk about Monday for a few minutes?
Yeah, on the vein of women's wrestling, we're gonna have a really big women's match between
Yes.
Battle on the Border women's champion Paris McQueen.
Yes,
taking
which I forgot to talk about that yesterday. Thank you for bringing that because we just talked about so many things with big money.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Talk to me about that.
there will be a little article that I wrote coming out tomorrow about that.
Good. Make sure you send that to me. Well, I'll see it, I'm sure, on your Facebook page. But I'm very curious about that. That's going to be a very intriguing match there coming up. I mean, there's a lot of matches. I mean, Chase Maddox and Jeff King is very interesting to me. That's a true thought fest.
Oh, I'm so glad we have really good insurance for that match because those people are going to kill each other.
Yeah, hopefully they have. I don't know what you guys have, Aetna or it's Cigna. I don't know what's the insurance plan, Empire, Blue Cross, whatever it is. Definitely, I hope you have that. And the women's match will be really intriguing because that's going to be something I think a lot of people will pay attention to what the future is with that here in LAW.
Yeah, Paris McQueen has beaten Slam and Sammy 2 times.
Yes, yes.
But both times were under, a little bit of controversy. So Slam and Sammy is coming back for revenge, and she's going to be smarter this time. She knows Paris's tricks. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out.
Yes, I said Slam and Sammy. I think I said this. I don't remember if I said it with Titan or if I said it on a different show. I have seen a little bit of her work because I know her from Enterprise and Amplifier. I know her from Reina Black. And Slam and Sammy is an up-and-coming talent who's looking to make a mark. And it's a big opportunity for her to do that on Memorial Day.
Yeah, she's the winner of the inaugural Pav Novak Invitational Battle Royal.
Yes.
She wrestles at a big company around here, Rise. She's getting her name out there. She's putting in work. Paris has got her work cut out for her. It's not going to be a 3-day weekend for her.
Yeah, definitely. To quote the Beastie Boys, there'll be no sleep till Brooklyn. And let me get, I always think about that. It was also in a Steven Seagal movie, Out for Justice, which was famously shot literally blocks from where I lived. Yeah, Out for Justice. But we're not going to talk about him because I think he was in the Me Too movement. But we'll go from there. I think he was. I think Steven Seagal was in the Me Too movement. I'm that you didn't win the tag team vote, obviously. Sorry about that.
Me too.
Yeah, you could have been out there, and that would have been interesting. I mean, but maybe Kevin can come on Sportswire instead. Speaking of which, let me get to the prodigy. Courtney Wood is a future award-winning writer and a wrestling historian. Someone get this woman to deal with a publisher. I only put her in my Hall of Fame. I only bring her on Sportswire as much as I can. I mean, I don't know if I can get a book deal, but if Gary Wolf could write a book, why not Courtney Wood? Because I think when I read Gary's book, it was basically everything he said on Sportswire.
Yeah,
it was.
I hinted at it in the comment section. I will write the biography of Joshua Kavad.
You should definitely do that.
I bother that man every single time I see him to the point where he probably hates me. Like, he probably clenches up. He knows that I'm going to say it.
He doesn't hate you. The only thing he'd probably do when you reach out to him about it is this. That's what he probably thinks. New sound box, new little toy there. But really, we think of this when you come on here.
You are too kind, Tom Bryce.
Yeah, that was funny. But Kavad has a great story. And, I said it the other day here. I think Mr. Kavad would be an interesting listen on Sportswire.
Oh, yeah.
But I hear that you're too Hollywood for Kevin.
That's ridiculous. I don't know what I could write about Ring Crew Kevin.
That he's one of the hosts of the Indie Vision Network. That has been interviewing.
The only thing that I could write about is how fluffy his hair is. And I don't think people will read about that.
I think people might because of the Indie Vision Network, and they've had on Jace Carr, they've had on Godric Sandwell, and they've had on Brohemoth. They're going to have on Dave Jameson, and Maybe they'll have you on one day. They want to have me on, but nobody will listen to that. You want to get listeners. You want to get listeners here.
Of course they would listen. They want to hear your story. You're always busy.
Yeah, but I told them get wrestlers on that'll give them views and hit the sub button for them. I know how the game works. You want to get people, maybe one day, but I think let them talk to other people that have stories that are in the wrestling world. I mean, yeah. I mean, I could talk about a lot of things, but I want people to tune in for these fellows. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do for them. I mean, that's just what we do here on Sportswire. I mean, I'm just trying to give them helpful advice. I mean, but I hope you do go on the Indie Vision Network.
Let me know. But Tom, like, you put in so much hard work in this business. You do so much for us. You deserve to have your story told too.
I've been on a few podcasts and different things, but I appreciate the people because it's all of you that got us to 1,500 subscribers. Wow, what a really really cool feat. There, 1,500 subscribers, and this guy Rhino that came on here, and Gary Wolf was here, and all the bands. I want to thank them. The management, Alexander Ford of King's X, their manager. I want to thank Loaded Concerts, Randy Jackson and Zebra. I want to thank Melissa Cusick of Great White. We have Mark Farner of Great White. We're an American band. We're not an American podcast, but you can check that out later. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, we haven't met yet. I'm a friend. Boy, that's certainly interesting. Indie Vision Network gave your people, get a hold of your people. And yeah, August 2027. By that point, you'll be writing for like PWI by then. Forget about it. You got to get on now.
I hope so. That would be the coolest thing ever if I could write for PWI.
Uncle Gary Wolf, if you heard him, he didn't like the PWI 500. He thought it was bogus, and he was upset about his ranking. Yeah, Gary's an interesting guy, by the way. Gary's Gary. Some people, they have their opinions. Gary has them.
It's all publicity. It's all getting your name out. Just be happy that you're on the list.
I think he felt he should have been ranked higher. I think Gary felt that he should have been ranked higher in the rankings. I don't know.
And he probably should have been, but
he should have been, but he wasn't. He wasn't. But and that's the gist of it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Godric on Tuesday. I know you'll be here for that, provided you get back to Pennsylvania from Parkersburg. Hopefully you get back by Tuesday night. I mean, it's certainly a long day of Memorial Day weekend, and I'm excited regardless about what Godric has to say. Obviously excited to see what happens with the rest of the card, the scramble match, the world title match, triple threat. We spoke about that. So a lot of great things. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I transition to my next guest or two here on Sportswire?
No, I wish Godric the best in the scramble match.
He really needs to win, by the way. He really needs that one. I know Judo Jones said he needs it. There's Chris Phoenix. But for LAW, to me, Godric Sandwell needs this.
Chris Phoenix, my fellow Panther, my fellow fan of Steel Panther. So there's a little bit of bias there, but I'm still rooting for Godric.
Houston tells them to come on Sportswire.
I have. No one listens to me, Tom.
So I'll get them on here. I'll do it. Actually,
I will cry.
I'm trying. You know what? Who have I met? Comatose is here. We'll bring him on in a minute. I just spoke to the management of KK Downing of Judas Priest, so hopefully I can get Judas Priest. Yeah, I did. KK Downing, have a conversation. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. They tell you. I said David Elson of Megadeth. I've spoken to him. Still working on Ricky Rocket of Poison. That one, I think I have a very good shot at Ricky Rocket of Poison. Say a prayer. We have Mark Farner of Great. He's confirmed of Grand Funk Rail. That's a cool one. Although he's a little out there, though. He's like a little out there. But yeah, KK Downing would be really. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I want to say two things real quick. Did you know that Satchel of Steel Panther played in a band with Rob Halford? Fight.
Yes, I know Fight because it had Nailed to the Gun, Into the Pit. I know Fight.
Yeah, the guitarist was Satchel.
Oh, you know what? You know what? That makes sense. Fight had War of Words. There was 2 albums. It was Into the Pit and War of Words. I think it was 2 albums they had. It was that was I did like Fight. I have a Fight CD somewhere. Yeah, it's good. I have to go bring that out. I have to go actually find that somewhere. Yes, I still have CDs. And now Kevin wants me to get on Bret Michaels. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting Bret Michaels on. Somebody, I think it was Anthony Steele, said if you get on Bret Michaels, it'll be like, wow, I was on the same podcast as Bret Michaels. Yeah, good luck. I don't think I've got that much pull, but I think Ricky Rocket, if I get Ricky Rocket on, KK Downing would be a great one. It doesn't mean that I'm going to get him. The manager's like, okay, we'll take a look at it. But I would like to get KK Downing on because I'm a Judas Priest fan, and that'll be. But we know you love Steel Panther, and that would be great. And if I get, but
I actually have a funny Bret Michaels story.
Give me a Bret Michaels story. My cousin was a roadie for him. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
I bet he has way better stories than I do. I just have
he's a loser, but go ahead. He's a loser. Go ahead.
My mom, who is a paralegal, was helping a Rottweiler rescue keep her license. And they contacted Bret Michaels to be part of the case. So he he gave his name to help keep this Rottweiler Rescue League.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's so randomly because my mom just walked in one day and was like, I just contacted Bret Michaels' manager or somebody to help us keep the Rottweiler Rescue League open.
Wow. Well, I mean, I thought you were going to tell us if the hair was real.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I just wanted to talk about
because the hat, he's never taken the hat off in 30 years. I mean, he's not taking the hat off. Does it move? Does it? I mean, it's always a topic with people. Does Bret Michaels' hair, is it a thing? What do I know? Well, I'll probably be like that in 15 years. I mean, we'll probably have the same conversations. And Kevin, you got to connect with me. We'll bring you onto the platform.
That's true. He is. Bring Kevin.
I mean, I've been featured. Well, if you are a metal fan and you read blabbermouth.net, I've been featured on there 3 times. I've been on there not once, not twice, but 3 times. And that's like the Bible. I mean, I had somebody stop me in the street the other day. You were in Blabbermouth? I was like, yeah, I recognize the name. Blah, 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 blah. But that's great stuff. Anything else you want to plug? I had Comatose here and he left. The poor kid. He came in and came out. Maybe he'll come back in. But no, he'll come back in. He's always here. But I'm excited about Monday. I'm really curious about Godric Tuesday. I'm really curious about June 13th. I'm obviously very curious about what happens in terms of the number 1 contestant for the tag title. What happened with the Steele brothers? McMoney said they're hurt. Are they going to try to compete? It's their city. I think that'd be fascinating to see what happens there. We talked about Maddox. We talked about King. I mean, so, a lot to look for. Women's match, I think very fascinating. I'm sure you'll be here for it. And will you be there next week for WVWF?
I hope so.
Oh, well,
it's the ride situation yet again.
Yeah.
If I can get that arranged, I would definitely love to be there. I would like to say about Ryan Steele is we call him the toughest son of a bitch in LAW for a reason.
Oh my goodness. How is this guy going to go out there and compete? We talked about that last night on the show.
There's no way you can count this guy out. This man literally had his arm ripped off and reattached.
It sounds like
a back injury is not going to keep him from winning the tag titles with his brother. Especially
it's their area. It's their territory. It's definitely a lot. Let me get to something else here. La Serena Retro is my favorite metal band right now. They're a bit more extreme. Now, I know a few different bands. I mean, I don't know if you have Sirius XM. I listen to Octane. I listen to Ozzy's Boneyard. I listen to Hair Nation. I listen to the Jose Mangan, who hosts. He's on different channels on Sirius XM. So yeah, I mean, here in New York, I don't know if you have it where you are, but there's Seton Hall Radio, WSOU. I don't know if you get it that far. Seton Hall is in New Jersey. It's kind of like Central Jersey. So I don't know if you get the signal there, but I used to listen to a lot of bands through WSOU, which was kind of like the thing. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I like some extreme metal. I mean, I like Sepultura, into Slayer. Now we got Ghost. Yeah, I actually did hear the new Ghost single. Yeah, Ghost had the number 1 record. I'm gonna say hello. You hang on, Mikey, because I have Comatose here in a minute. I got to get to Comatose. Anything else, Courtney, you want to share? Anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to say congratulations. Thank you for everything. You definitely earned it.
I appreciate that. I got a new sound box. I'm trying to get more toys. Yeah, it doesn't turn off right away. But I'll see you if you want to stop by tomorrow. You can. I'll probably see you during the week here, and Godric will be here Tuesday. And be safe out there. Be safe traveling to Parkersburg, 325.70. By the way, if you're out here, you want to buy a ticket, veterans 50% off, legit alternative wrestling, Facebook, legit alternative on YouTube. And before Courtney goes, before Comatose finally comes on here, you have to check out her article. It is an amazing article on Daphne. I mean, what a hell of an article. I mean, truly, this woman could win a Pulitzer Prize. I don't think I said it right, but you get the point. She's got 3 degrees. Let's give her a 4th degree. And definitely, there won't be, to quote a Dream Theater album, 6 degrees of inner turbulence when you read her very, very good article and thought-provoking one on Daphne. Just going way too soon here, and just somebody that I remember her here as a kid growing up in Brooklyn and watching WCW. I can't believe Michael McMoney had a Daphne figure in TNA. Yeah, I hope you make it to the show. Yeah, the stupid fans need a genius among them.
I'm gonna try. And Michael McMoney is very lucky he did not tell me that he had that, because I would have stolen it.
Well, you know what? Now you know, and maybe you can ask him about that. Courtney, I'm going to let you run. Thank you, as always, for all you do for us, and I can't wait to read the next article on Slam, and I'll see you here soon.
All right, bye. Thank you.
That was Courtney Wood, of course, our female Dave Meltzer and Wade Keller, and you finally, I've been stalling and buying time like a rest hole for like 30 minutes from you. Of course, you're our BYW Interpromotional Champion. We're getting ready here for BTW's next show here coming up this week. And I'm talking with the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Comatose, who sort of did this for a while and wanted to bring you on for a little bit because I don't know who else is next after you. So lucky you. And yes, you are definitely the GOAT of BYW. And I see that you and your brother, after all, seems like a teaming. So how are you tonight? Now, I hope you're safer. You're not like getting like shot and killed out. You're not like shooting guns right now. Everything's okay right now tonight?
Everything is wonderful right now tonight, Tom. There's definitely been a lot going on. That's why I haven't been so active.
No, it's okay. Trust me. I've seen you on BTW TV. I was in the chat 2 weeks ago, and I got you here for a few minutes. I'll get a chance to plug BTW for a couple minutes with a different audience. And what's on your mind here coming up?
What's on my mind is simply this. I want to let everyone know that even though that Comatose has been absent, hasn't been saying much on social media, hasn't been posting much, hasn't been promoting as much, don't you all forget, I'm still here. I still see it all. Just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I don't see it all. But as for that very fact, let me make an announcement right here, ladies and gentlemen. I am coming back full-fledged into the circle when it comes to being on social media, as you can see, as we got me and my brother's tag team match right here. I am coming back full-fledged. I am going to be promoting BTW more. I am coming back to IGPW for this next event. And ladies and gentlemen, Comatose is definitely planning on bringing the podcast back, for sure.
Good.
So just y'all wait. Of course, I've had a lot of personal stuff going on, for sure. I've been signing leases to get into a house of my own. I've been dealing with court, all that shit. I'm not going to get into...
I don't want to really talk about it on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not going to get into details, but I've been busy.
And I really, I always avoid people's personal stuff on there, so... But I hope it works out. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And I hope everyone does tune in to what will be one banger of an event of West Coast Revival.
Absolutely.
And I hope everyone is ready to see Comatose become a double champion again, because Mr. Blackout.
Well, you were a triple champion last year, but obviously Blackout's been this cookie that no one's been able to crack these last, some odd months. And I think that's obviously the question mark. I mean, there was a guy here last week that said a few things about that, but I'm not going to remind you of that. And he gave his perspective, but, remains to be seen what you can do and everything you've went through. Maybe that'll prepare you for what's ahead this Tuesday.
It will, for sure. I have gone, and like we have all said before, Blackout is a monster. Blackout is an absolute force of nature. So, of course, in your personal life and professional life, you are going to have to go through the ringer to prepare for something like Blackout. I don't even know if Blackout has a pulse, first of all. So I will give him that much. But what I will say about Blackout is this. The guy wanted to talk so much, the guy that was on here last time.
Yes.
He wanted to talk. He wanted to talk so much about how much it took for him to beat Blackout. I just want to remind everyone, and I want to remind that specific person, your name does not spell COMATOSE. Your name does not spell comatose. You haven't been here long enough to even lace my damn boots, boy. And now, while you have made quite a name for yourself outside the circle, here's the fact of the matter, bud. You always have some excuse to dodge the interpromotional champion. You always have some other headline you're chasing, except for the one that's actually going to put you into the stratosphere. You chased Swift. Congratulations. I beat Swift my first match.
Yep.
Took you a lot to do that. BES, I will give you that. I didn't beat BES until the very end of last year, so I'll give you those props. But that was one hell of a match, wasn't it, bud? And it took a lot out of you. So now, Aaron Blaze, after you lost against Blackout, what do you have to do next? What are you going to do next?
There's a question that we've talked a lot about here on the platform. When you lose a big match and you lose a title match, where do you go from here? Because that's a big blow. We talked about it with Godric Samuel. Now, Aaron has to face that same problem, no question.
And not even just that. Aaron, you've been talking so much, and yet saying so very little about me. But it's been enough to make waves. It's been enough for me to click in my brain exactly what you think of me. So here's my theory on this, Aaron Blaze. If you can't do what I did last year in this company and you hype yourself up so much, are you really that much better than me? If you cannot come in here and run through the roster, gain 3 championships simultaneously, and take on every and all comer and absolutely destroy them, is all your talk just talk? Or are you actually walking the walk?
I guess the point would be to that from Aaron Blaze would be ask Dominic. Ask Dominic, the YBW champion. He's long felt on this platform that Aaron Blaze isn't the headline. He's long felt that Aaron Blaze is a man that he shouldn't get the recognition. He shouldn't get that attention. It's his own company, but you've had some problems. Talk to me about you and your brother, though. I mean, that's a good point that Mikey D is here in the chat, and he wants to make it known the BCF4, they beat you guys here this past Tuesday, and he's got a lot to say about that.
Tom, last time I came on this podcast, I said this before, and I'll say it again.
I know where you're going with this. I remember it. Go ahead.
When I was in the Rumble match, I told BES, I'm not worried about you. And then Swift pulled me aside, tried to get in my face, and I told him, I'm not worried about you. And then you saw what I did after I did that. I came straight for Alex Ryder.
Understand.
There is a reason I came straight for Alex Ryder, and in this match, you can see it clear as day right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the very reason I was more worried about Alex Ryder than those two. Yes, sure, Swift and BES, all world talent, much better, if I must say, than my own little brother. But there is no one in this company, as you can see my face right there. I haven't had that face for anyone in a very long time. I wasn't looking at the BCF4. I was looking at him.
This could be something that you might have to worry about coming into this Tuesday, that you had issues with your brother. And is that going to be something that distracts you here coming up?
It may very well be. I will not be a man. I will not be a man that likes to deny reality. As soon as I saw my brother come out in the BTW Rumble, because as you all saw, I was the last participant. I was in the back. I was chilling until 14 popped up, and then that's when I went to Gorilla. But I was watching closely.
But Blaze also made that point when he was here. I mean, to bring him up again, I hate to do it, but he said, well, look at where you were in the Rumble. Yeah, you should have won, basically. I mean, he really wasn't impressed with your performance at all.
He doesn't need to be impressed with my performance. all he needs to do is stand across the ring with me and find out. You see, there's this little saying, and I would like you to get the bleeper going if you don't mind, because I know you're gonna need it.
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay, if you're gonna around, you're gonna find out. And here's my thing, Blaze. You talk so much. And guess what? I'm a man that likes to talk. I like to talk my talk. I like to prove myself when it comes to a promo. But you want to know what else I've done, Blaze?
What?
I've won gold in BTW. You have not. You talk so much about someone that you say that you're not even worried about. That's not even on your radar. So here's my thing. If I'm not on your radar, why am I on your mind so much?
I mean, because, well, obviously he sees what you've done and he is not impressed with it. He feels that he's the one that's basically laid the groundwork for what you've done. He kind of implied that here last Friday, but you could also make the point that you've been winning championships and, well, he loses in these big matches time and time again. Look at what he even did in his latest company, DBW. I mean, he didn't even last 4 minutes with Aaron Jones. I mean, certainly he's got his work cut out for him when it comes to even being in a penitentiary match. I mean, certainly you've dealt with it firsthand. People that could wanted to have put you in prison. So really, I mean, you're the one that's toughened. You're the one that's hardened up. You're the one that's firing firearms around. Whereas, well, I mean, I'm not even sure if he would know how to get through customs with what you went through.
Which is a very, very good point. And if we're talking about that aspect, if we want to get outside of the ring, Aaron Blaze does not want to meet me in a dark alley.
I don't want to meet you in a dark alley either. You know how to use a knife. You know how to use a gun. Because for those that don't know, Comatose, well, he actually, what your dinner, when you see it in front of you, Comatose is responsible for it. He's the butcher, and he also plays around with firearms. Yes, this is Comatose.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm a man that likes to live on the edge. I'm a man that will absolutely get in the face of danger. And ladies and gentlemen, this man likes to call himself one half of what was it? The Golden Guns? If
Golden Guns, yes. Magnum Carter was here in the chat earlier. Yes.
If you're a Golden Gun, you can come meet my chrome. You can come meet the chrome that comes out of my gun, because guess what? Gold's a more valuable material. So here's what I have to propose. Why don't you, Mr. One Half of the Golden Guns, come take this golden gun right off my shoulder?
Ooh.
And if you can't, then who's really making headlines in BYW? Is it Aaron Blaze, or is it the king of the mother effing West, Comatose?
But I guess it sounds to me like what you're saying, again, this is just, I mean, you have nothing to do with each other, that he's really making headlines, but the headlines is that there's no news. There's just no news in the story. It's just he got himself on the front page of the paper, but it wasn't about him. It was usually about somebody else. It was retracted company he went to, or it was company he went to most recently, number 22, and
or it was him failing in a big championship match.
And company number 21, didn't get the job done. Company number 22 answered a challenge of a man that wrestled the Barbarian and certainly is a well-known man in BYW and elsewhere. And I mean, the headlines really is that there's no news, because there's just nothing there that would really warrant anything to read, it sounds like, from what you're telling us.
Definitely not. Absolutely not. Let me I like to remind everyone of what Comatose does. But let me remind everyone of what Aaron Blaze has been doing since he likes to make fiction stories, since he likes to go on his little J.K. Rowling and write Harry Potter books. Let's write a Harry Potter book. Let's make a headline. Here's the headline. Aaron Blaze has lost every championship match in 2025. Aaron Blaze has not held a championship in quite a long time. I am the current interpromotional champion, 365 plus days. And it doesn't matter where I came out in that Rumble. You want to know why?
Why?
Because how many people were in that Rumble when I came out? How many people did I have to outlast just to be able to win that Rumble? And while, yeah,
That's
I
true.
might be the fresher man, let me remind everyone I had a gruesome triple threat
You
match
did.
before the
Mad Jack
Rumble.
and RJS, two people, especially RJS, with your history, certainly speaks a lot of what we've spoke about over the past several months. No question.
No question. And you think you were the only one to throw everything but the kitchen sink at something? I had to fight two people. You had to fight one monster. And while we both failed, so one of us came out successful that night. And it wasn't you. And you have to swallow that.
I do think that he has a lot to prove because he's got a match with BES. He beat him, yes, last month, but now can he win a big title match? He certainly came up short against Blackout. He's not won a big title recently. And I think now he's got more pressure than you do because people are going to say, well, if he's a headline, well, what's the headline? What's the story? And I think that that's some interesting moments. You've got obviously a lot of work cut out for you. And do you have any final words for Blackout here coming up?
My final words for Blackout, because this show is coming up very, very soon. Let me get close and personal. Blackout. I can see I'm getting under your skin, bud. I can see I'm starting to bother you. I can see that the demon facade that you like to put on, the all no emotion monster that you are, is starting to crack. There's starting to be emotions cracking through to you. What did you do last time me and you were on a screen together? You walked straight off because you couldn't handle what was being said to you. You couldn't handle it. So you want to know what I hope, Blackout? I hope when you get to West Coast Revival, in the main event, that I get your 100%, not even your just your 100, your 120. I hope the adrenaline is running through your blood like liquor. I hope that everything I get from you takes every ounce of energy out of your body, because that's what it's going to take to pin me. You're going to have to prove to everyone in the yard that you truly are the monster that you say you are, because as of the last bit of matches that you have had, who has been at your damn side to make sure that you have kept that championship? And while RTG may have promised, I'm not going to be there, and neither will Gabriel James. We all know what's going to happen. They're going to be there because you are scared of a man that's held a championship just as long as you have.
And a man that was a triple champion and a man that held two titles in BTW here at the same time. And it's a reason why you most certainly want to follow BTW. You want to hit the sub button for them on YouTube. I'm going to put their YouTube page up here in a minute, because if you'd like to follow them and you haven't yet, I don't know what's wrong with you, but hit the sub button for them. And yeah, well, Mikey D is telling you good luck with Blackout, but obviously you'll certainly be, I'm sure, going to be very focused on that. We'll certainly see what happens between you and Alex Ryder. I mean, I'm not even going to ask you anything further on that, but it obviously sounds like you were right when I asked you about that last time. And that's the BTW link. So definitely check them out on YouTube. And we're excited to see about the future. Comatose will be back on social media more often. Comatose will also be a part of IGPW coming up here very soon. And I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about a number of other things here BTW related. Yes, that guy Blaze was on here last Friday, but Comatose is here now, and I'm sure we'll see some other things. Let me get to Mikey D here before I move on, and you might be my last guest of the night here. I think that it might be time to retire for the evening. Me and Steven Storm going to go and show out and retain our tag team championships. Well, I mean, they've held firm grip on those titles, and I mean, I think it'll be something we're going to be watching here coming up on West Coast Revival.
I agree. And if I will give you, Mikey, any ounce of respect, I will say you've gotten better this year. But while you're talking this much in the chat, don't forget you've never beaten me one-on-one. So I would like you to pipe down a little bit, Pipsqueak.
Well, we'll find out. I think obviously we'll certainly see what happens. Before I let you go, Timothy Titan did seem impressed, and you were one of the names I sent him for his podcast, the Indie Vision Network podcast, which I'm going to put another plug here for it because they are really interesting. There are a bunch of different guys here that have different perspectives, and I would really recommend that you follow them. They've interviewed
Definitely.
they got 3 new subs tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you. But
Indie Vision Pro Network. Okay.
Yeah, Indie Vision Network. Yep, they've interviewed a bunch of different guys. Godric Sandwell, you've seen Godric here in the chat. He's been here before a bunch of times. He's here Tuesday. They had Brohemoth. They have Dave Jameson, who's been here a couple times. Jace Carr, and really some really good guests. Check out the podcast. Check them out. And I think you'd be a great addition to their podcast. And but also, Mikey did make the point. I know your brother refused to take the tag, but Mikey D holds a victory over you, and maybe he's going to use that for confidence for this Tuesday, but also against your words here for Blackout. I mean, but we know what happened. Your brother refused to go in, and that's understandable. You weren't going to win a handicap situation, but
no, you know what? You make a point. You make a point, Tom. You make a point.
Yes,
and
sir.
so does Mikey D.
All
so
right,
you know what, Mikey? Here's what I'll grant you. You did pin me. You were the person that won that match. So here's what I'll grant you. Sometime down the line in BTW, you will get an interpromotional championship match.
Oh!
You will. 100% Comatose, King of the West guaranteed. You will get a one-on-one match against the interpromotional champion because you pinned me.
Well, I mean, that would be something I think a lot of people would be very intrigued about. I think a lot of people are going to certainly be very intrigued about what happens here going forward. I think Aaron Blaze, you spoke a lot about Aaron Blaze, and we'll see here if the rematch will go in the favor of BES, the coolest guy in the yard. I'm very excited about it. It's almost like a carbon copy of what I expect between Chase Wakefield and Aaron Blaze, and I'm certainly excited about what's going to happen in your match. We've got a lot of great stuff ahead, and obviously BTW is always a part of our platform here on Sportswire Radio, and hit the sub button for them. And also, if you're here, by the way, you want to follow Comatose on Instagram, I would highly recommend you do that. And I would certainly highly recommend if you want him on your podcast. And he also has a podcast in his own right, which he just told us is coming back. And
yes,
I think it'd be interesting to see you interview guys like Timothy Titan, or, guys like Dave Jameson, or different people here I see in the chat. Daniel Tafua, a lot of people you would.
Ooh, yeah.
Daniel Tafua, yeah, him in the red. I mean, certainly red is all for it. But Mikey D's all for it. He's excited for that match, and we'll have to see, and we'll see what else happens. My friend, don't do anything crazy between now and Tuesday. Hopefully you don't shoot anybody, kill anybody. Hopefully, seriously. And happy birthday again to your mom. Your mom's awesome. She always likes my post on Facebook, and definitely thank you for all that you do for us. And can't wait to see you when you're a little more active on social media. Hopefully that starts soon, and we'll get you back on, champ. All right?
Absolutely. You have a wonderful night, Tom.
Thank you.
Congratulations on fucking 15,000. 15,000. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause. 15,000. Not 15,000. 150. Oh, sorry. 1,500. Give this man a round of applause. He has worked his tail off for everyone in the yard.
Well, actually, funny you said that. Before I let you go, I'll stay for a few minutes. We may get a guest. We'll see. But Ramrock, who's here Thursday again, he said, "Oh, congratulations, you got 15,000." I said, champ, it's 1,500. He goes,
Under-
oh well, you'll get the ring. I'm like, yeah, when I'm dead, I'll get to 15,000. But no, 1,500. We appreciate it. It's a great honor. You've been a part of it the last year. It's awesome having you here, and thank you. And I'll see you here soon. And can't wait to talk to you about the fallout from West Coast Revival.
Yes, sir. Have a great night.
All right, that was Comatose, of course, the GOAT of BYW. He is the BYW Interpromotional Champion, and Mikey D has certainly had a lot to say about that. Very excited about what happens here at BTW's latest show here coming up. BTW is always a staple here on Sportswire Radio. So, we've sent the link out here. I sent you a link already, Zilla. Zilla, you have the link. Check your Instagram. You want to pop on before we sign off. I gave you the link. So if you check your Instagram page, check your Instagram, check Messenger. I sent you the link. I'm going to send it to you one more time. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. So Zilla, check the link. I know we've done this before, Zilla. You can do it. I sent you the link. So there you go. Yep, you just got the link, Zilla. So we'll let Zilla come on here. If she can Zilla, you can come on here in another minute or two. I'll hang out with you. I'll give you a chance. So Zilla you should be seeing it now, Zilla. I'm looking at your Instagram. I see you haven't opened it up yet. So we'll let Zilla talk. This time, Zilla, put your camera on. I want to see you because we want to celebrate with you. And I want to thank a couple of people. I know Blaze the Bingo Hall couldn't make it. He'll be on one day. I want to thank Kevin of the Indie Vision Network, who will be here a different time. And I want to thank also our friends over at TPW Trailer Park Wrestling. And they were also kind enough to wish their congratulations to us, but they can't be. They'll be here Wednesday, actually. So TPW will be here Wednesday. And if you are here, follow Courtney Slam Wrestling, her article. Follow all the companies, but I want to thank the companies that have always been a staple here. IMF, ROEW, DBW, LAW, CCW. I want to thank VTW. I want to thank NEW, most certainly TF Crew. I want to thank Sean Jovi. I want to thank Omen Black. It is his platform, Soldier GP, Justin Parsley, Il Drago. I want to thank, yes, Anthony Steele. Yes, James Taylor. I want to thank Jason Storm, CJ Black, Cash Carter, Alex Cross. Of course, the Underground OG, Darkron. I wonder where he is. Maybe we'll see him tomorrow. Matthew Forsaken. We're all Forsaken with him. I want to thank the entire IMF roster. Ox McCoy, who's been here the entire night. I want to thank Jake Dvorak, Joe Starr. I want to thank Gabe Sayers. I want to thank Rad Dad, who's here Monday night. I do want to thank Aaron Blaze, Jack Delta. I sent it to you 3 times, Zilla. Zilla, you got the link on your Instagram. Check your messenger. I'm going to send it to you one more time. If you can't click on the link, that's a reason you may want to check your internet. So I sent it to you. I've sent it to you now 4 times. But I want to thank all those companies. I want to thank Ace Christian. I want to thank Mr. Judgment. I want to thank Van Hansen, Kid Mike. I want to thank Enterprise, Amplified Wrestling. I want to thank certainly TPW, Texas Promo Wrestling. I want to thank Jimmy Controversy. I want to thank all the companies, BYCW, certainly. I want to thank them. I want to thank, of course, Wrestling Zero. Goes without saying. BWDU. I want to thank YBW. I want to thank LBYW. I want to thank the Backyard Wrestling Nexus. I want to thank Anthony Aries. I want to thank the Alpha CJ Junt. I want to thank also the Wilster. I want to thank Napalm. I want to thank a lot of people that have come on here. To Nicholas Crenson, I want to thank him. I want to thank also Brandon Castelli. I want to thank Chase Wakefield, goes without saying. D'Angelo LaFlame, the Real Raw Energy. Drake Golddragon. I want to thank Big Man Cam. I want to thank Eric Black. Oh, if I don't mention Eric Black, there'll certainly be an issue there. I have to mention Eric Black. Yes, those Blacks. I want to thank, of course, WVWF. I want to thank Timothy Titan. I want to thank certainly Michael McMoney for getting us to 1,500 subscribers. I want to thank the Lovable Lester. I want to thank Maverick that was on here. I want to thank the Tribal Cheese. I want to thank Odyssey Pro Wrestling. I want to thank our friends over in the UK that have been here in the past. Enso. I want to thank, of course, Brad Coleman. I want to thank Dante Okara, who's out there somewhere. I want to thank certainly James Barris. I want to thank just all the companies that have been here over the years. I want to thank everybody, whether it's Rick Marcus, the Cumbrian Outlaw, Andre Decker, the unforgettable Andre Decker. So a long list of people we could be. I want to thank the 5 Towns Athletics Department. I want to thank the Sportswire Radio podcast team. I want to thank New York MLB Talk, Pinstripe Chronicles, Squared Circle Radio, Work in Progress, the Sit Down Marks. I want to thank Liftoff Jets, Devil's State of Mind, Randy Dillon, Hockey Fan Chat, Rob Maraska, Chris Bazaya, Bobby Tats, Donald Stewart, Rob Barros. I want to thank also our friend Sharman Phillip. I want to thank also BC Hunter, Wrestling with the Truth. I want to thank the Taxman with the podcast that everybody talks about around the world. And wait, before we do anything else, before I get to that, Zella, you made it. Camera, lights, action. We want to see you for a minute. It's a 1,500 subscriber evening. Zilla, I know I see Bree Pokemon on here. How are you, Zilla? Can you put the camera on for a minute? We want to see you.
Congratulations.
Zilla. Thank you, Zilla. Could we see you here for a second on the camera?
What?
Zilla, can you put the camera on for a minute so we can at least say hello video-wise? Everybody's waiting to see you. Zilla, the camera. Would you like to turn it on? She's having trouble with it. Zilla, you should put the camera on. You come here every day. I would like to see you for a second. There you go, Zilla. Zilla, for another second. Zilla, that's like we couldn't see it. Zilla. Zilla. Camera. For like 2 seconds. There you go, Zilla. Zilla, how you been, Zilla? Zilla.
I'm doing
Zilla,
good.
how are you? So what do you want to say here today? What is on your mind? It looks like the last guest of the evening here. How are you and what would you like to say tonight?
Nothing much.
But you're live, don't you? Wouldn't you want to say something live? And I mean, what brings you here on Sportswire? 1,500 subscribers show night 1. Night 2, Zilla, let's go over the lineup here, night 2. Night 2, Justin Parsley's here. Let's see what condition he's in. Omen Black's going to be here for night 2. Il Drago's going to be here. I'm sure Soldier GP is going to be here. Anthony Steele's going to be here. Jacob Collins is going to be here. Mr. Heshi Tischler is going to be here. I mean, we're going to see, I'm sure, a lot of your favorites here that you've come to know on this platform. Maybe some you have more of a higher opinion than others, but should be an interesting crowd here for night 2 on the 1,500 subscribers show. I mean, anybody you want to see in particular tomorrow?
Omen.
Zilla is live. Yes. Ox McCoy is telling us. Thank you. Yes, I'm trying to tell her that. But yes, Omen Black is going to be here, Zilla, tomorrow. You're good with that now? You're a member of the House of Wolves?
Yes.
You remember? So obviously you're good now with Omen and obviously Anthony Steele. You guys are, you've obviously been telling the group what's to come. You've been giving them strategy.
I don't know.
You know, I thought you and the group were tight. I thought you were the ringleader of the group.
No.
No, so but you're honored to be a part of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what about Ox McCoy? Anything you want to say to Ox here?
Hi.
Yeah, Ox is excited to see it. We're all excited to see. I mean, anything you want to say about Sportswire? Anything you want to see on Sportswire more often? You want to come and host Sportswire now? You want to take over?
No.
Why not? I thought you wanted to come and take over.
No.
No, not for you. Want to see Silas Walker take over? You want to see Chase Wakefield? Want to see, I don't know, anybody else? Sean Jovi take over? Maybe. I'm sure he'll be here for tomorrow's night 2. He'll be here. He'll definitely be here. And but anything else you want to say?
No.
No. Anything that you want to say to the fans out there?
No.
No. You're gonna play Pokemon, I'm sure, right after this.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite Pokemon character?
I don't know. I forgot.
Who's your favorite member of the House of Wolves? What about
That's
you?
hard.
What about you and Felix Jones? You guys all right now?
Not really, but that's okay.
Why not? I thought you wanted to maybe make peace with Felix Jones.
He doesn't like me, okay?
Nah, I think he wants you to just, stay on the right path. What about you and Cash Carter? Yeah. What about you and Caden Gallows? I mean, I know you're a big fan of his, right?
Yes.
You're a big fan of his, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about Maxwell Reeves? Didn't like what Maxwell Reeves did today, huh? On BCW
I don't
148.
know.
No, you're not sure? Not sure. What did you make of tonight? Anything that stood out most?
I
No?
don't know.
Okay. Well, anything else? I obviously it's a lot for you to be on here, and we appreciate you being here. And of course, Darkron, who will probably be here tomorrow. I think tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be more about the people that were here building the platform. I think tomorrow night should be your James Taylors, your Soldier GPs, your Justin Parsleys, your Sean Jovies, your Omen Blacks, your
Can I
Anthony
say something?
Steele. Yeah, you can say anything you want.
My favorite Pokemon is White Coco, and my favorite member of the House of Will is Omen Black.
So your favorite member is Omen Black, and what did you say before that?
My favorite Pokemon is White Coco.
Okay. Well, Omen Black's your favorite member of the House of Wolves, and who's your favorite member of Natural Selection?
All of
Cash.
them.
Oh, and obviously James Taylor, you weren't too happy with what he wants to do to Natural Selection, right?
No, I was not happy.
And you obviously think that James Taylor should show up to ROEW, right?
What you say? Sorry.
You think that James Taylor should show up to ROEW, right?
Yes. Mm,
He has to make some changes there. What do you think about maybe James Taylor and Soldier GP wrestling? They should wrestle again, right? Maybe they should do it one-on-one this time. What do you think about that? No? Not sure?
I don't know what you said.
I said James Taylor. Should he wrestle, let's say, Soldier GP?
Yes.
Yes. What about Justin Parsley?
Yes.
Would you like to be a special referee sometime?
Maybe. Who
Would
knows?
you like to do that in IMF? They would love to have you in IMF.
Yeah.
Are you and Soldier good now? You and Soldier GP?
Huh?
Are you and Soldier GP good now?
I don't know.
Have you spoke to Soldier?
No.
Well, he's probably mad because you like the House of Wolves and he doesn't like them.
Yeah.
Have you spoke to Jack Delta recently?
No.
No. Is there anybody you want to see on Sportswire?
Jack Delta again.
Well, that's up to Jack Delta. Timothy Titan. You should go on Timothy Titan's podcast, the Indie Vision Network. You should go on there. I think that all of a sudden my numbers are going up now through the roof because you should go on. You should go on to his channel. Wouldn't that would be exciting? I mean, you're the fan. And yes, Zilla's live. Silas Walker's here. You love Silas Walker. You should tell Silas Walker how you're such a fan of his and you have a crush on him still, right? He's a big
I don't
man.
know what you said.
I said Silas Walker. Let me do. You ever see the movie Zilla Rush Hour where Chris Tucker tells Jackie Chan, "Do you understand the words that I am saying?" So Zilla, Silas Walker, do you have a crush on him still?
No.
No? You broke up with him?
It's hard for me to hear. Yeah.
Well, yeah, everybody is wanting to hear you, though. I mean, we're trying to put you through. And if you are here in the chat, you want to say hello, you're welcome to say hello. Let me know. I'll send you a link for a minute or two. But, I mean, anything you miss, Zilla, about anybody coming on here? I mean, anybody... Darkron wants you to show up to Summer Bash. Do you want to go to Summer Bash?
I don't know.
Why not?
Far away.
It'd be a lot for you to see Soldier GP, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I think Soldier would be very happy to see you. I think he would be very happy to see you at Summer Bash if that's something you could go to. I think
Yeah. But it's far away.
Yeah, well, but maybe you'll show up to ROEW. You and Cash Carter obviously were a big thing for a while.
I don't think there's no more REW.
Well, we have to. Well, that's why James Taylor has to talk about that. He has to. he has to figure out what he's doing. I mean, do you think James Taylor is having trouble figuring that out? What do you think? Zilla, have you been to a wrestling show before? Silas Walker wants to ask you, have you been to a show before?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You've never been to, do you know if you've been to a wrestling show?
I have, but I can't remember where it was at.
Oh, was it maybe like at BYCW? Was it maybe at, I don't know, IMF maybe? Do you
I
remember?
don't know. I don't remember.
You don't have a good memory? Would
I
you
don't
like
know.
to would you like to go to Summer Bash? What's too much for you? What what if I got you a ticket to go? Would you like to go?
I'm good.
No, what do you mean you're good? Does that mean you like to go or what? It's too much for you. Too much to be with the
I
fans.
don't know. I'll think about it.
You have a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans that would love to see. I mean, I could buy you a ticket. I always buy tickets to the IMF shows. Would you like me to buy you a ticket to go watch these wrestlers? I mean, you have a lot of fans. They would probably want your autograph.
I'll think about it.
Would you want to give out your autograph?
Still hard to hear for me to hear.
Would you like to give your autograph out?
I don't know to who.
To the wrestlers. To the wrestlers. They would like your autograph. Maybe they would like it because you are very well known.
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
You are you're the most well-known person in wrestling.
True, yeah.
So that's why you should give your autograph.
How would I do that?
You just sign a piece of paper. I'm sure maybe Anthony Steele and you could take a picture and you can sign that for him.
I'll think about that too.
Why not? What about you signing? Omen Black would love to take a photo of you. He would love to have a photo with you and him together. And what you should do, Zilla, right, is you sign that photo. You'll take the photo. You'll autograph it for Omen. And that's how you'll forever be known with the House of Wolves. And then you do it with Silas Walker. You show up to DBW, you get it, you autograph a photo with Silas Walker and Chase Wakefield, and you'll do it in ROEW and BTW. How about you in BCW? I mean, Zilla, your autograph would be worth so much money,
Yeah, that's true. I'll think about it.
Yeah. You like the sound box, Zilla?
The what?
You like this, Zilla?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think we should use it more often?
Yes.
Zilla, what's your favorite wrestling company?
Um.
All of them, right? All of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna say all of them.
That's a smart answer, Zilla. You should do this on Sportswire every night. Then that way you can talk to all the wrestlers.
Oh.
Yeah. It's exciting being on here, right? Everybody all of a sudden came back to the chat. I mean, Zilla, say IMF for us there. Just say the word IMF.
IMF.
There you go. What a nice name. Say DBW.
What was it?
DBW. Say DBW.
DBW.
Say BTW.
PTW.
BTW. BTW. You know BTW.
Yeah.
So just say them. People want to hear you. People just want to hear you speak. Like, what's a day in the life of Zilla like?
Oh.
All right. Well, will you be here tomorrow night in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be exciting tomorrow. You'll see Justin Parsley. You'll see James Taylor. You'll see Il Drago. You'll definitely see Omen Black, Soldier GP. You should come on when Soldier GP is here. That way you could finally hash out those differences,
Okay.
Why not? I think Soldier, he wants to be friends with you.
Did he call me a bully before?
No, he's just only saying that because he just, he just wants to be friends with you. Yeah, we love Zilla. Zilla, you're so great, Zilla. We love you, Zilla. You're a great. Always here. I see you in the DBW chats. I see you in IMF. I see you in all these companies. NEW. Zilla, you should really take over for me on Sportswire. I'm ready to retire, and I want you to be here every night because I think you know more about wrestling than me. You know everybody. I think it's time for me to go away. I'm going to let you take over.
Okay.
You want to do it? You want to take over starting tomorrow?
No,
Why not? Come on, it'll be fun.
I don't do that. So it's
I thought you
do it.
would, but you know more about wrestling. I know nothing about wrestling. I know nothing about this. Zero.
I don't know.
I know zero. I don't know. I don't know
No, I should never do. I will never do that.
why not? It'd be fun.
Not my thing.
Yeah. But you certainly want to be in the chats, thank God, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. Will you come back on the shows after this one?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta know. I mean, that's why everybody's here waiting for you to say something special. And yeah, Mikey D wants to say hello to BCF4, and Dakota likes you, and everybody likes you. What does wrestling? What does wrestling mean to you?
Huh?
What does wrestling mean to you? Is wrestling your favorite thing?
Yeah.
That's nice. You like All Wrestling Matters?
Yes.
It matters a lot to you, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And just like all the wrestlers here, they come here every night. Comatose is here, wants to say hello to you. How are you, Zilla?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Anything you want to say before we sign off? Because I think that it's a lot for you to be here. So I'm going to let the show end in a minute or two. But do you want to say anything to anybody else that we're missing?
No.
No? You want to be in the Hall of Fame again? Are you a big North Dakota Reapers fan? We'll see LBYW back here next month. They'll come back on. They got a lot to say. Would you like to see them come on? I would like to see them come on. Yeah.
I don't know what you said. I'm still having trouble. Yeah.
I said you're a big North Dakota Reapers fan. We'll have LBYW back on Sportswire very soon, sometime in the end of next month. And they would love to have you in their group.
Okay.
And we also have you as a BCF4 member. You now will be BCF5. It'll officially be the BCF5. How do you like that, Zilla? And you're also a member of the DHC, right? They've made you. It's the DHC5 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice of Jake Dvorak to do that. It was what a nice man he was, right, to do that.
Yeah.
And Natural Selection, you're a member of them too. And Silas Walker will sign you a contract for DBW.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I've got the point. Zilla, I'm going to let you go. Anything else you want to say to anybody before I let you go? Because I want to say a few words to the people before we sign off. You want to go?
No.
Oh, you want to stay, Zilla?
Huh?
You want to stay or you want to go?
I want to go.
All right, Zilla. Before you go, you're a part of Comatose's Kingdom, and we love you, Zilla. Yes, I agree with Mikey D. And we'll see you tomorrow here in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's Zilla for you. Yeah, that was definitely quite a conversation. Yes, that was Zilla. We're trying to parcel through some of it. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And before I go, you miss Zilla. Zilla was, I was trying to get Zilla to maybe take a photo with you so she would maybe sign it for you and autograph it for you. I was trying to get her to show up to an IMF show, but I did want to bring you on before we close out because it's your show, your platform, and
what kind of guy would I be not show up on Sportswire celebrating 1,500 subscribers?
Well, James Taylor said he was coming on tomorrow. I was actually stalling for him too. He said I'll be on tomorrow, but I have about 4 other people who said the same thing.
Well,
But
I'll be on tonight and tomorrow, so
that's very
there we
nice
go.
of you. Very kind of you to say that. That makes 2 of us. But I mean, congratulations on 1,500 subscribers. Obviously, you've put the work in, and certainly you must be very excited about that.
I can't deny that, Tom. I put all the work in. Kind of like a solo act.
You know what? Definitely you were clearly the David Lee Roth of the group. Clearly, you had all the charisma. You had all just that aura about you, and that's why you made it. Congratulations.
You can keep going. You can keep stroking my ego a little bit. Yeah.
Obviously, greatest champion in wrestling history, most dominant one. Done with primetime platform. Just a man that is wanted on other podcasts now, and I mean, obviously, you're just a man and a man of it all, and yeah, definitely. And you got everybody here in the chat. There you go. I mean,
see, can't deny it. But I know what, Tom. I just want to stop in real quick tonight.
Yes.
I know you wanted to say some words to the fans. I just want to tell you.
They heard enough of me. They're sick and tired of hearing me. Trust me.
I just want to tell you, you know what? From the bottom of my heart, congratulations on Sportswire reaching a milestone like that. It's really something spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, listen, but really, what I really want to, I'll let you stay for, is to me, it's all of the people. I know people say, no, but to me, it's all the wrestlers and all the companies that come on. They're the reasons that we have 1,500 subscribers. I mean, think about it, right? I see NEW here. I see ROEW here. I see IMF here. Goes without saying. I see LBYW. I see BTW here. I see, LAW was here earlier. I see Money Mark Media. I see Express Wrestling was here in the chat earlier. I've seen just countless companies that are in here. BCF Backyard Wrestling. I mean, Zilla was here. DBW I mentioned. I mean, there's just a long list of companies, in the UK, CCW and Odyssey Pro Wrestling. And I mean, Enso when they were here. I mean, so really to me, it's all the people that made it possible. It's everybody wanted a platform. And to me, there's obviously a core. What I wanted to say was there's like a core list of people that I look at like the last 2 to 2.5 years that put Sportswire to where it is. It's you, Soldier, Justin Parsley, Sean Jovi, goes without saying, Jason Storm, CJ Black, James Taylor. Yes, James Taylor. Anthony Steele. I'll throw Il Drago in there later on, and Dark Kron, and though he doesn't really come on here, Matthew Forsaken. Those to me, and then later on, Comatoses, Jake Dvorak, Gabe Sayers, a list of other people that that have been here in the chats that they're a part of it. But to me, I look at the last 2+ years, it's that core like 10 people. That's my 10 people that they're the reason that this platform is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand, but it's without your dedication to Sportswire, though, Tom, that goes a far distance. Because without you being so dedicated and sacrificing so much of your free time to do this for the community, truly, it's an honor to see you reach a milestone like this.
I think the people want it. I think the demand, yes, it's definitely a time-consuming thing, but the people want it. I mean, I think to me, the people tune in. That's what they want. I mean, if they weren't tuning in, if they didn't want it, I mean, then there wouldn't be a need for it. But people every day come on Sportswire. Every day there's somebody out there that's here. And they tune in for it. That's why, really, at this point, the only thing I do is wrestling. I mean, I'll do music. Bands are a different thing. But, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. The people, they want this. So, to me, that's what it's about. The people want a platform. They wanted it. It's the only one. The only one that serves the backyard, the underground. You get the indie guys. You get the pros. And
it's the only one that does it correctly.
Well, it's the only one that does it, period. It's the only one that does it, period. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's the only one that does it, correctly. There's a couple doozies out there that we all know who they are.
Yeah, but they don't do all. Listen. This is all food groups. This is 31 flavors of this is there's no other platform that gives you all the food groups. Right? You'll get one day like Jake was here Thursday. Yesterday you had Michael McMoney. You have Monday Rad Dad. And then you might get like Wednesday Austin Edwards and TPW Trailer Park Wrestling. You're gonna get that. There's no other place that will
Never
bring
heard of
you
them,
that.
but cool.
You'll hear about them on Wednesday. You'll hear about them on Wednesday. But
They better be in a trailer park. I swear to God, if they're not in a trailer park.
Well, kind of. Yeah. It's
Oh
it's
my
kind
God.
of. Well, you'll find out. Some people will tune in and kind of
It's
go.
like IMF being the Iowa Midwest Federation, not being in Iowa.
Some
We're in
people.
Illinois.
Well, some people will laugh and think it's funny, and other people will go, "Wow, that was great that we're here." Look, it's what it is. I think what I do want to say, I really think tomorrow will be about the people and the companies that were here at the beginning of the underground and the back. I think that's what I really want it to be. I think to me, Anthony, I'm surprised. Where is Anthony? Is he alive?
He's got to be at work or something.
Well, he'll be here tomorrow. He won't miss it. He'll be here tomorrow.
Oh no, he for sure will be here.
I think that to me, it should be about those people that were here at the beginnings of this. And Heshy Tischler will be here tomorrow. He's coming. That's a different discussion.
Oh, I can't miss that.
Heshy's, he's like, I'm here tomorrow. He said today he couldn't do it because he was Shabbos cleaning, but tomorrow he said he wants to meet the wrestlers. He's very excited about it. So we'll bring Heshy on. We'll get you guys to see.
He's gonna get a Heshy shirt made.
I have a Heshy. I will mail you a Heshy shirt. I will actually help you with the belt. I will give you a Heshy shirt. I'll help you with the belt in the next week or two. We'll take care of that. Mention that a different time for different shows.
Oh, speaking of belt, we changed the name.
Okay.
It's not the PWF Intercontinental. We're gonna go with the PWF Global Championship.
Well, we're global. Why not? We are a global championship and a global platform, and I can't wait to see who globally competes for that. That's great. I'm excited about that. I think we'll talk about some of that tomorrow. And anything else you want to say? Because I'm losing you technical difficulty wise. I think people want to go on with the rest of their life.
I got nothing else to say, Tom. I know it's late, so
yeah. Well, people on Sportzwire, you know how they are. Some people will be here. Zilla will be here all day. There's some people that'll just tune in all day. There's just some people.
But I just want to say thank you for allowing me on, and congratulations.
It's your platform, though. It should really be more like, why haven't I been fired yet?
Tom, there's no one else can be on Sportswire. You are Sportswire.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. But thank you, everybody. It's time to go. I think my voice hurts, and I have to be here tomorrow because for as far as I know, I'm not fired yet. But I'm sure you'll see a bunch of the regulars here. And when are we getting a 24/7 stream? I would say it's a possibility. 24-hour stream. Well, all right. So let me phrase it like this: do you want to see different people come on the stream? Do you want to see? I can't do 24 hours in one setting. You would want to see different people throughout. Yeah, I don't know if I could do 24. I could probably do 8. I don't know, 8, 9, 10. I don't know.
If you swap people out, like say you do 8 and you have someone else host it.
No, I got to sit here for the 24. Yeah,
that's a lot to talk about for 24 hours.
No, I could come up with 24 hours. And being in politics, I could figure it out. Trust me, I could figure it out. I don't know. It's a good topic. Maybe toward the end of the year we'll fit. That's interesting. It's an interesting concept. I need to get a tattoo. I do need to do that. I don't know if I could get a tattoo in 24 hours. Although I did see an interesting story. There was a woman. I don't even want to say it on the air, but a woman, let's just say, had some. I don't even want to really. Zilla's in the chat. I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna say maybe for the 24 hours. There was a woman that, let's just say, performed activities 583 times in 24 hours.
You know what? I know you had a goal set for you get 1,000 where you're supposed to get a tattoo.
Yeah, I'm behind on that because I'm a chicken. I admit it. I'm a chicken.
I mean,
I know. Maybe I'll give a donation to NEW. I could give him a donation, but we'll figure it out. We'll do something for them. What would you like to say though?
I
Well,
was
I
gonna
get
say,
more questions.
let's get to 2K, and then Jake, I'm asking you, me and you and Tom will get Sportswire tattoos.
No, I don't want to get a Sportswire tattoo. I tell you what I do want to do. No Sportswire tattoos. What do you consider the Midwest?
Well, I guess I guess I'm gonna be a smartass. It's like the Midwest region, like Iowa, Ohio, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan, Minnesota, shit like that.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, he's in the Northeast Mid-Atlantic. I'm not getting a Sportswire tattoo. I tell you what I'd rather do. I'd rather give the Indie Vision Network a plug. I'd rather have more of them come onto the platform. I'd rather have Jake Dvorak come on Sportswire tomorrow and say a few words if he'd like to. I think I'll be here probably 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it early. I'm going to be here 9 o'clock on because I know Heshy. He goes to bed early. So if anybody wants to come in throughout the show tomorrow, if you didn't get a chance to come here tonight, I see Silas Walker, I see Jake Dvorak, I see anybody else that's here that didn't get a chance, we'll get a microphone. Nah, don't get any microphones. Listen, support your own companies. Your own companies all have they need. I'll give you a donation for your company. I think that you all can we buy you like stuff with the money? I don't know, but if you didn't get a chance to be here tonight, I'll bring you on tomorrow 9 o'clock, and I think I am getting ready to go because my voice hurts. I have to say my voice hurts.
That's fine with me, Tom.
My voice hurts. Maybe we'll do a 24-hour stream. When do you want to do a 24-hour stream? How about, I think the end of the year would be good. Maybe July. Maybe we'll do one next month. Who knows? Maybe next month. Let's see. Maybe July 4th. Maybe we'll see.
Never say never.
Well, James is being here. I'm excited to see James here on tomorrow. Justin Parsley would have taken a link. He's coming here tomorrow. He told me specifically. Tomorrow.
That's not even him messaging that, don't you?
Oh, that's right. That's Rob Slater, the Essential One Rob Slater. So Rob Slater will be here tomorrow. Rob Slater will be here. And I know, actually, no, Justin Parsley won't be on tomorrow because he'll be watching the Indiana Pacers. So he'll be on here after the Pacers game. But I'll be here probably 9 o'clock, 9:30 on Eastern time, maybe 9:30 Eastern. Maybe we'll do 9:30. People, it's Memorial Day weekend. I do want to see Mission Impossible. I want to look at Ana de Armas for about 15 minutes and then realize I got to be back on Sportswire. So we'll do that. I'll maybe 9:30 on. I think Jacob Collins is going to come on here for a few minutes. I'm expecting Sean Jovi. Il Drago said he'd be here. Comatose will be. We have to roast. Well, we're roast Heshy.
Yes. Okay. So,
what?
Out of character, me and Parks have been wanting to pitch. We do a roast on Sportswire.
And who are we roasting? Heshy, which would be great.
If you will kindly allow me and Parsley to be the roast masters for Sportswire one night.
And who are we roasting?
Obviously, you're the guest of honor, Tom. But like we get a panel going, and we can like an old traditional roast.
So this will be like the Tom Brady one on Netflix, huh?
Yeah.
But we're not getting. We don't have Nikki Glazer on here, though. We don't have her long.
I mean, that's even better because she's not that funny.
Well, all right. Well, all right. Maybe that sounds interesting. That's my middle initial. It's Joseph, Thomas Joseph Bryce, D-list version. Well, I mean, maybe it's interesting. I mean, if it's interesting, maybe Gary Wolf will stop by for it. Maybe I could ask Gary Wolf.
We've already talked to a couple guys like JX, Jason Storm. They're all down for it, so we just need to.
JX has only been on Sportswire like a handful of times.
Oh, but I'm telling you, Tom, and Justin can vouch for me. JX is one of the funniest guys I've ever met in this business.
Okay. All right. I'll think about it. It sounds interesting. I mean, I should do it. I mean, I don't know why I want to subject myself to that, but I'm sure I could see some people wanting to be a part of that. I mean, who else is a part of it? Is Anthony a part of it?
If you give us the okay, me and Parsley will come up with a panel and just in honor of Sportswire, we'll give you a roast.
Honor sounds more like this is like the end of the platform as we know it.
We'll keep it classy, respectfully.
I don't know how classy this will be. We could talk about it tomorrow on the air. Everybody wants the roast. Yeah, of course they want the roast. Of course they want it. I mean, yeah, Jake. Okay, Jake will be here tomorrow. That's good.
Jake Dvorak, hey, he'd definitely be part of the roast.
But then it becomes like, oh, you want the whole world to be a part of the roast. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what we talk about tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow will be interesting.
There you go.
Is James going to be a part of it? That's no. Or he's going to be on the trampoline. He has to bounce off the trampoline.
I don't know. I'm not shooting on him, but like, is he funny? Is he funny, though?
I think he's funny. I mean, I'm a James fan. I don't know if everybody else thinks he's funny. I don't know. I mean, give me a big hug. I mean, I need a big hug.
I mean, listen, Tom, we want, me and Parsley, we have hopes for it. We want the funniest of the funny.
I think Heshy should be in it for a few months. I think Heshy, maybe George, I think Heshy should be there for a few minutes.
Of course.
I think Heshy, he might be interested in that because he would like to make fun of me because he feels I take away his microphone too much.
Never say never, kid.
Are we doing Summer Bash and a trampoline?
Never say never.
Okay.
No, we have 2 rings.
Sportswire After Dark. I think on a Friday. Yeah, all right. Do that. Maybe do that. Maybe the end of the month. Maybe end of June. I would say. How does June 27th sound?
Perfect. Parsley, you hear that?
But is he DJing on June 27th? Yeah, I mean, but like we're not gonna like shoot on like we're not shooting on people that may have less skills. Are we? What? 28th? Yeah, I could do 28th. 28th. What is that? Is that a Saturday? I could do 28th.
Yeah.
What is so before we go, what define to me what is after dark? I want to know what do you define in the chat as after dark?
I don't know what they're meaning after dark. I just know we want to do the first ever Sportswire Radio roast.
I think I want the after dark first because I think after dark. I want to know what the after dark is first. I think the after dark should come first because I'm gonna be honest. This month I don't know if I could do a roast this month yet because I got a lot of people that do want to come on. I do my due diligence and promised a lot of people. I have people that I'd like to come on here. What Sundown Town means, I don't know what the heck is that. But June 28th, Sportswire After Dark. Let's go with that as the first step. But I want to know what is after dark to you in the chat. I'm here 2.5 hours. Define to me what is after dark. Like we're not doing like a Silver Wolf episode here again. We're not doing Xavier Thorne episode. Like what is it like? Are we talking about what? I want to know. No filters, no kayfabe. I mean, what is that? I don't even know what kayfabe is. I don't know what filters are. What do you want? I mean, but yeah.
I think the meaning is we can say whatever comes to your mind, you can say it.
All right. So I'll tell you what. We'll do a Sportswire.
At that point, it's essentially a roast at that point. You know,
but the roast. Yeah, you could do June 28th. I'll tell you what, June 28th. Whatever time works. You're here in the chat. You want to stop by for an after dark. You can come by for an after dark. I don't know what the exact meaning of after dark is. I pray to God that Mark Farner of Grand Funk Railroad doesn't see it. I pray to God that Doug Pinnick doesn't change his mind about coming back to Sportswire. But yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Well, that I have to say, you're going to be getting a lot of that for. But you're going to get a lot of that. I mean, I gotta be honest. You're gonna get a lot of that because I mean, how many bands have you seen come on the pod? I said it tonight. I messaged K Downing's manager. He was interested. I mean, I can't guarantee I'm gonna let you say that without this. I mean, we can end Sportswire. We could lose the spot, but I mean, we could do After Dark. I'm interested in After Dark. I'll tell you what. I'll allow a roast. We'll do a roast later. We'll figure a date sometime in the summer. Let's do the After Dark first. I said yes. No bleeps. No, I have to do bleep. I have to do the bleep. Love to put the words in those songs. Well, no, I mean, we can do After Dark, but I have to have the bleep button. If I don't have the bleep button, roast is a separate. I'll do 2, but I'll do the roast at a later date. We'll figure a later date because this month I really have a lot of people that I would like to give them an opportunity. I think I mentioned different Rhea Silver. I'll bring here. I don't even remember who else I have here. Like, Sammy Nothing is Friday. DBW, no censorship. I mean, I can't agree. I can't guarantee I'm going to let no censorship because
Guys.
again, now we got Zilla's watching in the chat. We got
Guys,
people.
we're pushing for the wrong thing here.
This is not. This is right. Yeah, see, right there you go. Thank you for giving me backup. 28 still yes, but I gotta use the bleep button for. What's the point of having a show without it? I mean, ta-da! I mean, we'll do After Dark. I mean, that's what that means.
I just want to say, guys, we're pushing for the wrong thing. After Dark, yeah, it sounds funny, it sounds cool, but really, I truly think the roast, it would be a great thing for Sportswire. Obviously, yeah, we can't go way over the line, but we can kind of.
Let me think about the 28th as a roast. Let me think about it. Well, I'll tell you what. We're here tomorrow. We'll think about some of these jokers, these impractical jokers here. You people don't even realize I've actually been, I don't want to call myself a bit actor, but I've been featured on Daily Show, Impractical Jokers. I forget what other HBO show I had an extra role on, uncredited. So I know what these things are. But we'll talk about June 20th. Some of these jokers I see here will be here tomorrow. So you tell me what you want on June 28th, and we'll see how that goes. But June 28th, I have to think, could Heshi make that? Because it's a Saturday. He's Jewish. Well, he'll be here later on. Do you think the Hard Rockers care about censorship? Yeah, but their management does. Their management does.
Yeah.
Their management cares about it. Years ago I had a part. I don't even remember I taped a thing for it. Daily Show, I taped a thing for it. It's out there somewhere. People told me they saw me on it. HBO, I did a spot. I'm trying to think of the show. I forget who hosted. It was a sports show. So I've done some of those spots. I don't remember the episode. I've done 3 or 4 of these. People wonder, well, how big is your bank account? Well, how many spots have I done on these different things? I've done a few things. I'd have to find them. Somebody could look it up. Yeah, I've done a few things. I mean,
You know what's funny? A lot of people don't know this, but Ox McCoy, he was actually in a movie as well.
What was he in? Why hasn't he told me?
He was in Bad Santa. He was the fat kid.
No, stop. He was not the fat kid. I have to go now watch that. 20. Well, what's better, 27th or 28th? 27th to Friday, 28th to Saturday. What day is better for people?
I mean, either day works for me.
We're here tomorrow. We'll talk about it then. Late night, 12:30. I don't think people. Why don't you just do the 28th? 28th at I don't know, 9:30 Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern. Does that work for people?
28th sounds perfect. Because I don't think.
Let's do 28th because I think
no one's gonna want to watch at 12:30.
I don't want to start a show at 12:30 in the morning. Let's do it the 28th.
I might fall asleep and forget about it.
I think people would fall asleep about it. They fall asleep already when I'm on Sportswire. So, I mean, why not?
That's not true.
I was trying to make some jokes, getting ready for what you guys have in store for me. So, I tell you what, we'll do it the 28th. Heshi's coming on. He couldn't come on the 27th. When you're Orthodox Jewish, you observe Friday evening to Saturday evening. It's called Shabbos, meaning that you have no access to phone, television, anything. You're basically spending it with your family. So, no, he wouldn't be by law, religion, be able to show. But the 28th, he could probably stop by for a minute. Yeah, Sabbath, correct. That's the correct. Yes, Heshi is very, very much like that. So you have to, he could probably do the 28th. So I'll tell you what. Don't want Heshi ruled out. So, yeah, he'll be here tomorrow. I'll tell you what. He'll be here tomorrow. You talk to him about this roast.
Perfect.
I know what he'll say about it. We're going to go. Yeah, we don't roll on Shabbos. Thank you. Because some of us like Omen are Jewish. And I'm basically Jewish here because I'm 2/3 of my friends are Jewish. So we're gonna say we're not rolling on Shabbos, and yeah, definitely make sure you get your dreidel spinning, because Heshi will be here tomorrow. You'll tell me if you impractical jokers that are coming on here tomorrow will tell me what you have planned, and we'll talk about it more. And thank you everybody for tuning in. There isn't much left to say. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad I love the Jewish people. I love being Jewish. I tell you why. I mean, I love being Jewish. I mean, I'm not even Jewish. I mean, but yeah, we'll move on. Enough about that. Jake, we'll see you tomorrow. Anybody's here in the chat, you were here tonight, you can come on again. You changed my mind. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you for your support of Sportswire Radio. And you may know my name by now, so I have to say Kanye loves Jewish people again. Kanye really needs to just as long as he doesn't go become Diddy. I had enough. My throat hurts. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you tomorrow.